I thought that was a very unique pick.
All right, we're live. Oh, what the heck? Where's our cameras? What? Where's my camera? Oh my goodness. Oh, I think they can hear us. Hold on. What's going on, everybody? It's the Pix podcast. I don't know where my camera went. Yeah, it's running. It's right in front of me, I promise you. Well, there's you. We've got
Yeah.
we've got Kyle. We're working on getting me, and now we have me. What the hell was that?
There we go.
I literally checked it before we started the stream too, as I always do, of course. Welcome back to the Pix podcast. I'm Matt, and that's Kyle.
I'm Kyle.
And I pointed to the right way this time. I'm gonna preface this if you're watching. I'm an idiot and I cut my lip not too long ago, and it's blooding a lot.
Foolish
so
boy.
if you see me dab my mouth at all, if you see like I bit into a gusher, that's what that is. So apologies. Of course, I'm wearing my white AJ Brown jersey, as you know, as a circumstance would have it. Kyle, we got some pretty interesting news this week in football. But I want to ask you, how was the Linc, man? Like in one word, what was your
absolutely incredible?
Incredible,
unbelievable.
I'm so excited to hear about your experience at the Linc on Sunday. For those of you who don't know, Kyle was in attendance at the Eagles and Rams game. The Eagles miraculous. I think that's the only adjective you could use to describe this game. Miraculous 33-26 win over the Rams. We're gonna get into that and much more. But first, let's go to this week in football. Kyle, the Commanders are returning to the DC area. They have agreed to terms with the Council of the District of Columbia to return to the DC area at the former site of RFK Stadium in 2030. Have you seen the renders for this thing, for the new stadium?
Yes, dude, I have. Looks very, very, very nice.
Looks unreal. Like I think they have. It's kind of like an open concept with a dome, like how the Rams have it, where it's like these big like glass walls. Looks sick, and they desperately need a new stadium. What do you call their stadium? The poop stadium? Yeah.
The poop stadium. I will be going there later this year, but it is definitely a poop.
Jadeveon Clowney, who was a free agent, signed by Dallas, was arrested his first week in Dallas for trespassing and failure to identify. Clowney parked in a parking lot that he was told wasn't open for parking, and then parked there anyway. And then when he was approached by a police officer, resisted and said that he would not be moving his car, and so he was booked in Dallas. Sounds like a cowboy already. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, I would agree.
Perfect for the Cowboys. I don't know if you heard the thing about Jerry Jones this week. So our favorite guy, of course, back in the headlines.
We love Jerry. Long live Jerry Jones.
After Sunday's loss to the Bears, Jones was asked if he would consider trading the picks he acquired in the Micah Parsons trade for a player. He said, "If I had the opportunity to do something good with those picks, I'd do it. You'd have to have something really special that comes your way," implying that he would trade them for a special player.
Like Micah Parsons.
If only we had somebody that was special who was worth 2 first-round picks. Jerry Jones, never change. Please never change.
You could either have Michael Parsons or you could have the mystery picks.
Oh.
That could be Michael Parsons.
Let me get the mystery box. Let me take the mystery picks. Well, I had written down...
The mystery box. It's the Family Guy mystery box.
Yeah, literally. Well, I had written down that the Giants were considering a change at the quarterback position after their 22-9 loss on Sunday to the Chiefs. Well, today...
Breaking news.
Today, that actually happened. Jackson Dart will be the starting quarterback for the New York Giants in Week 4. The Russell Wilson experiment is over, ends at 0-3 and spend $10 million down the drain. It's almost like two people on the internet who have no connection to football made that call in August.
Yeah,
Crazy.
Russ Wilson's stinky boo boo.
Dude, I've never seen a
that Sunday night game. If you
oh,
had to watch it for whatever reason, oh my God!
I watched for betting purposes, and it still
that
disappointed
final
me.
series. Oh my Lord! Some of the most atrocious football I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that later, but I wholeheartedly agree. Last bit of news I got here. The Texans surprisingly released safety C.J. Gardner-Johnson after just 3 games with the team. They noted his struggles to fit in with DeMeco Ryans' defensive scheme. This past week, he played a huge part in giving up a 46-yard play to Brian Thomas that inevitably led to the go-ahead touchdown in the team's 17-10 loss to the Jaguars. And before you ask, Kyle, no, the Eagles cannot pick him up because rules.
No, I did know that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, because
Howie's season though, Howie basically turned. I know because Kenyon Green didn't do anything. Was released as well.
So I guess that.
So basically, he turned a 6 into a 5th.
I guess that. Yeah, literally. I guess that trade's just a wash if you look at it.
No, it became a 5th.
A 6 to a 5th, but also we probably saved a crap ton of money by not signing him either.
True.
I don't know.
The Eagles win.
I don't know how he does it, but yeah, the Eagles win. I'm gonna go over some injuries because there were a lot this past week. Najee Harris is going to be out for the season. He tore his Achilles. I drafted him in fantasy, of course. Not helpful for me, but speedy recovery, Najee.
Marion Hampton, Rookie of the Year watch.
Bro, your stock just tripled tremendously.
Rookie of the Year watch.
Commander safety Will Harris fractured his fibula. He's going to be out for the year. I guess I'll get all these Commanders injuries. Yeah, these Commanders injuries out
pew, pew, pew.
Terry McLaurin is injured his quad. He's considered day-to-day. Marshawn Lattimore is being evaluated for a concussion. James Conner is likely going to be out for the year after injuring his ankle.
That injury was very gruesome.
Yeah, that was bad.
I would not recommend watching it.
He got carted off. That was not fun to watch. CeeDee Lamb, high ankle sprain. He will miss 3 to 4 weeks. His teammate, rookie guard Tyler Booker, also has a high ankle sprain. His is a bit more severe. He's expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks. Doesn't get any better for the Cowboys. Kenny Clark and Trayvon Diggs are dealing with ankle and shoulder injuries, respectively. Might be good for Diggs to sit a little bit because he's had quite a time this year. Quite a rough start to the year. Khalil Mack is headed back.
Expecting though.
Huh?
He's expecting father.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true.
Nicki Minaj.
I
believe it's Nicki Minaj.
I don't know if it's Nicki Minaj. I'm not sure.
I think it's Nicki Minaj.
Please.
I'm looking this up.
Please pronounce her name. Yeah, look that up and then let me know after we're done here. Khalil Mack is headed to the IR due to a dislocated elbow. Tyrone Tracy dislocated his shoulder. He's likely going to miss time. I told you.
Cardi B.
Oh,
it's Cardi B.
Well, I don't like Cardi B. She's a rapist.
They're expecting a child.
Well, let's hope she's not a rapist anymore. What was I saying? Scattaboo, stock on the rise. Told you it was only a matter of time until he took over that job. I don't think Tyrone Tracy.
Scattaboo is just insane.
It was the only bright spot for that Giants team.
He's like a Christian McCaffrey, but insane and small.
Nick Bosa
runs with such a fury.
Yes, he does. Nick Bosa is going to be out for the year, torn ACL. Mike Evans will be getting an MRI on his hamstring. He will likely miss some time. Mekhi Becton will be evaluated for a concussion. We have De'Ami Brown of the Jaguars, suffered a shoulder injury, did not return and wins, probably going to miss some time. Texans quarterback Derek Stingley is considered day-to-day with an oblique injury, and Graham Gano, another groin injury, and even worse, he is still a member of the New York Giants.
Wham, wham.
Lot of injuries. Seems like there's more this year than in previous seasons. Would you agree with that? I don't know.
No, it's always like this beginning of the year because preseason starters don't play. Usually always the first 3 weeks.
I don't know
brutal injuries.
I don't know what they have to do to like change that, but like you just
more
start
games,
your guys.
obviously.
Like more games.
Add more games.
More games, less buys. maximize profits. of
Honestly,
course.
I think a lot of it's like it comes down to like how the coaches practice and conditioning. If you remember, I remember the Eagles, they had Doug Peterson, they would get injured all the freaking time.
But remember
And
when
like if
we,
you look at the 49ers, they get injured all the freaking time.
yeah, that
And
is
now like
true.
the Eagles are been relatively healthy
Knock
because
on
they
wood.
do like I don't know do whatever the Eagles are doing.
Yeah, I don't remember how
Knock
healthy
on
they
wood.
were under Chip Kelly. Like they were never like I know the players hated him and like they were like he was like the extreme fitness guy.
No, they
Like
were healthy under Chip Kelly
they
though.
were never like I remember like maybe 5 injuries in that 3 year span. It was they were
Mhm.
crazy healthy. Yeah, I think it really just boils down to keep your guys, consistently moving, don't have them sitting, don't have them missing reps, and yeah, do whatever the Eagles are doing because it seems to be working.
Yeah,
Um,
don't do what the 49ers are doing.
no, I don't know what or the New York Yankees for that matter. The Yankees have that injury history going on too. Anyway, back to football. Let's get into the games here. Let's start as we do with Thursday night football.
Thursday night football.
Thursday
Tua
night.
turned the ball over.
I mean, he's always good
Stay
for
with
one.
me.
He's always good for one. Bills take this one 31-21 over the Miami Dolphins. You were a little worried there to start the game, huh? Dolphins went right down the field and scored.
Dolphins played phenomenal. I feel really bad for Mike McDaniels because he was calling a hell of a game plan on offense. Players were getting
Yeah.
open and stuff, but I mean, Tua at some points just wasn't getting to him. He had the awful interception at the end of the game that kind of sealed it. But it's just like he's been kind of a shell of himself since all the concussions. Like the timing is kind of off. But like when he was on time, like there were some great play calls, like that Tyreek Hill touchdown.
Yeah, that was
Phenomenal play
great.
call, got
That
him
was
wide
great.
open after some motion. But
Yeah.
I just think that the Dolphins, I feel Mike McDaniel is going to be a hell of a coordinator somewhere next season because he's definitely getting fired because the locker room's lost.
You're
But I
more
think
than likely
the
right.
culture in Miami is a little more toxic. Because if you remember, like when Vic Fangio was there, he got kind of ran out of town because he was being too tough on the players, and they
He
were
was
all
the fall guy. They were
moaning and
soft.
complaining.
Yeah, they
But
were
then
soft.
when he goes to the Eagles and they have the number 1 defense and they win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So I just think like the personnel right now, I think Mike McDaniels is a little too lax. I think they got to get a tough guy in there as the head coach to basically straighten everything out. But Mike McDaniels, I think he's just going to end up being like one of those guys that's just like an awesome coordinator. Maybe he'll get another chance at head coach because I really do think he called a hell of a game here against the Bills. They arguably should have won if it wasn't for his turnovers and some bad throws he had in the second half. But I mean, I think that Ollie Gordon looked good. They finally have like a bigger back,
Yeah.
which is nice. But again, it's just kind of a culture issue. They had the players only meeting at the beginning of last week. After the first week when they lost to the Colts. So I think the culture change. They're gonna have to clean house. But Mike McDaniels, I still think can coach.
I really don't think he's lost the locker room quite yet. I think it's more of a team issue than it is a Mike McDaniel issue. To your point, though, he is kind of like the lax guy, like, take it as it comes. I mean, you see it in this, just the way he dresses, the way he carries himself. In appearance only, he kind of looks like he belongs on the couch watching the game with you and I. But that's not to say
I know,
that...
like I was gonna say, like I mean, like the guy, like he's a great coordinator and stuff. But like if I'm an NFL player and I'm getting talked to by
that
guy that I could probably break in half, I don't really know if the message is gonna get across.
Yeah, no, I tend to agree with you there. And yeah, I mean, to your point too, the Dolphins put together some drives. I mean, they opened up with that touchdown drive. Took the defense a little while to sit in. I mean, Josh Allen and company unstoppable in their first 2 drives, but the Dolphins had a couple of 3 and outs. But the drive before the half, very promising. They were able to tie it up. They had multiple 3rd down conversions on that drive. Waddle scored the touchdown. I still think the Dolphins, for what it's worth, I think on paper they're still fine, but yeah, I just don't see McDaniels lasting, in... I think there's 2 schools of thought, right? They cut their losses, they fire midseason, or it'll be after. I don't see a world where he's in Miami in 2026. So I will say that.
I personally believe if they lose to the Jets this week, he's gone.
You could, I mean, you're starting to see shorter leashes around the league. Not even just with coaching, but like also with the players. Like Russ after only 3 games. That's a short leash, man. That's a very short leash.
Yeah, and he came off a game in week 2 where he looked like Superman.
He looked great.
Yeah, he got his second highest career in yards. It's just it's a tight league. It's really competitive, and he just said there's only 32 head coaching jobs.
Mhm.
Everybody wants one,
Yeah,
and everybody also wants to win. But there are losers. There have to be losers.
yeah. So the Bills offense rolled. They did lose Christian Benford again. I mean, I feel bad for that guy. He just cannot catch a break. I didn't get an injury update on him, but I don't remember seeing him out there after the third quarter when he was hurt. But Bills still look strong. The offense still looks great, and give credit to Miami for hanging in there. But yeah, this one was the Bills in the end. All right. We gotta get into this because I can't wait anymore. I haven't talked to you about it too much.
The year.
Game of the I mean, I did not think that we would be like I knew there'd be another great game, obviously. I knew that week 1 wasn't gonna be the antithesis of this year after the Bills Ravens game, but I didn't think it'd be this quick. Eagles 33.
I mean, to be biased, it's very biased, but game of the year.
But come on. I mean, we're still being objective here. Like we're being objective here. This is the best game of the year so far. How is it not? Eagles 33, Rams 26. Kyle, take us off to the kickoff. What was the Linc like? Because this must have been a tale of two halves.
This was my first game of the season in attendance. It was a little Christmas present. Birthday present for my family. Some of them birthdays are in like fall, early winter. So I went with my my parents, my sister, and my fiance. And I got us seats right by the end zone. Of course, it was the end zone with a lot of the action. I'm very lucky so far picking the correct end zones. When I've been going to Eagles games in the lower section. So yeah, basically it was kind of tail two halves. One thing I will say about the first half, I know honestly, that first drive for the Rams when they threw that pick to Zach Bond. Shout out to Zach Bond, excellent player.
He's so smart.
Inspiration for this hair look.
You guys are twins.
Twins. The bald eagle. When he got the interception and then the Eagles kind of drove down, scored with a tush push, take the lead 7-0. I was like, oh, okay, we're getting a womp. Because as I've said previously, I'm not that confident in the Rams. I kind of reviewed a little bit of their film against the Titans before this game because all the media was saying how good the Rams are. And that game was close until kind of the second half where the Rams kind of won with some turnovers. That kind of made the score like a little bigger than how close it was for a majority of that game. So that kind of made me confident in my Rams pick. This too, honestly, the first half, even though the Rams like dominated, they were up 19-7 at halftime. A lot of it was, Eagles obviously have really predictable lane playing calling that just got booed very easily.
Yeah.
But I think two big things happened that I don't see getting talked about enough. One, which is the Eagles' fault, with the kicking. A lot of times on the broadcast with the new kickoff rule, it's kind of hard to tell like how the ball's kicked. But the Rams kicker had this like knuckleball set up. So when the ball was kicked, you could see it really well from where I was sitting because I was right behind the goalpost, the south goalpost. But the ball, when it was flying through the air, was basically like I don't even know, like a fly.
It was like a knuckleball.
Unpredictable, robbing around in the air. And it, like, to devil's advocate, very hard to catch. However, it's kind of ridiculous that after like 4 or 5 kickoffs, Hanks Bigsby, who they just traded a 5th and a 6th for, and then Mechie, who they also traded for, just could not catch the ball. Yeah. It was like everyone was predicting that they couldn't catch the ball. I think every single kickoff, they did not. The ball went behind them. And because of that, they started behind like almost at the 10 every play.
What was it? 10, 9, 15? Like, if you're any other NFL team, how are you not telling your kicker, hey, do that? Like, how are you not telling
I could tell Elliott was trying to do it like when
He
they
did.
finally were
He
able to
did
kick
do
off.
it. He did do it
He did
eventually.
do it, but I mean, the Rams players were on top of it because I guess they practice all the time.
Of course, yeah, of
with their
course.
kicker. But I will say, like, I think that was the first time I was like, oh crap, like this new kickoff when teams start figuring this stuff out,
Yeah, right.
it makes a major effect on the game. Because of that, Kevin Patullo, the first half play calling was also atrocious, very predictable. There was a lot of like these just little like run up the middle. Like I could see the play coming from a mile away.
Shades
Like
of
it
2023.
was very vanilla scheme. So with that, they basically punted to the Rams, and the Rams would get the ball at the 50. They just need like one first down to get to field goal range. I mean, shout out to the defense for just keeping them in field goal range with how short the fields were. The one thing defensively, which they adjusted, but I didn't like initially, the Rams were running a lot of like runs around the outside, and the Eagles could not stop it.
So
I don't know if it's just because where I was sitting from, like I couldn't really tell how many yards they actually got.
So
but it looked like every time they ran that, they would get at least 5 or 6 yards.
I was watching, and I literally said it before it happened because I was watching the game with my buddy, and I'm like, dude, Sean McVay's a god. And he's like, why? He's just running the ball, and they're just doing it well. I'm like, he's doing this on purpose. So not only it was a lot of like 12 personnel, Matthew Stafford under center, and just like stretch plays. And I mean, Kyron's really good, so he was hitting the gap really well. The Eagles weren't winning their one-on-ones, and the Rams are doing everything they needed to do. I'm like, McVay's doing this on purpose, because watch, this is how they win the game. They're waiting for Fangio to put more pressure, and I'm like, because we needed to stop the run. We were rushing 4 the entire time. I'm like, you're gonna have to send more pressure. And just when he did, as soon as he said, all right, he's got more than 4 guys on the line, play action. Out of the same formation. And it worked, man. Now, it worked until the Rams got into the red zone, and that's when the Eagles really started to like buckle down. And that's where I credit Fangio. I mean, he was scheming his guys, playing really, really tight. We ended up switching to man for a few plays in the red zone. You can't really do that one-on-one when there's a lot of field to work with because Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams, they're probably going to beat you, So when you have
Devontae Adams was low-key really bottled up by Quignon. I watched a little bit of that battle. I was focusing on that.
Yeah.
But he really held him down. I mean, the one touchdown that Devontae did get, I thought it was a push-off. I think he pushed off.
There was no question, Kyle.
The refs were low-key kind of atrocious.
They were
one of the 2 big plays that I noticed that I thought were bad was the push-off on Reed Blankenship for the Devontae Adams touchdown.
Correct.
Then also, and when I saw this very up close, I do not know how the ref didn't see this. AJ, I don't remember if it was, I think it was at the end. I think it was the drive at the end of the game, or it had to be at the end of the game just based on how it was going on. It was the 4th quarter. But AJ Brown was throwing the ball, and the defender basically pushed him. Like it was complete PI. The ref was standing there in the corner looking directly at him.
You cut out.
The entire crowd. What?
I said you cut out. You said the ball was thrown to AJ Brown. Yeah, I can hear you now. You said the ball was thrown to AJ Brown.
Okay. Yeah, the ball was thrown to AJ Brown, and the defender clearly did PI. I think it might have been Forbes on him, but he basically like pushed him, and it was like the only reason he catch because of the defender, and the ref was right there, and everybody in the crowd shouted PI immediately.
The officiating
and they didn't call it. Big booing at the refs.
It was asinine. You also have the OPI on AJ Brown for his touchdown, which
they didn't call that. But
it wasn't as bad, but it was a push. Yeah, it wasn't as bad. It was a push. Forbes kind of flopped on it.
That was a makeup no call.
That's a makeup. So like now we're even, I guess. And then you had the worst one of the game in my opinion, which was the flexing penalty against Puka Nacua. I mean, come the hell on! Like, what are we doing?
Oh, I didn't really see it.
Oh my god!
I was like, let's go.
He got a big catch on 3rd down. Yeah, he got a big catch on 3rd down. It was like a 15-yard gain. He goes like this, puts both fists up and flexes. And he gets a 15-yard on sportsman. What are we?
No, because he was looking at the player. They showed on the broadcast. He was looking at the defender.
I don't care who he was looking at. I really don't. This is the stupidest rule change in existence, and you saw multiple instances of this week. Just terrible. I mean,
the other thing that I said for the first half. Sorry to cut you off, but which really wasn't the Eagles' fault. Lane Johnson exited this game relatively early.
Yeah,
he had a stinger. in his neck. It was immediately felt because the first drive, low key, they looked
We're
pretty
losing
good.
you, Kyle. I don't know
I
what's
mean,
going
they
on
were
with your
kind of
internet.
doing like kind of very vanilla play calling. What can you not hear me? But it looks like
Kyle,
the
you're cutting out
viewers
here,
can.
bud. I hope they can. I don't know if they can.
I
But you're
hope they
cutting
can.
out. You're cutting out big time. Just keep going. If it happens, maybe just refresh your Wi-Fi.
My Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Anyway, I hope you can hear me.
Yeah,
But
yeah, we can
anyway,
hear you.
Terrell Pryor came in and he looked really bad.
Yeah.
I think they pulled him out after he gave up the
Mhm.
fumble at the beginning of the second half. Fred Johnson came in, looked way better.
Oh
Shout
my
out to Big
God.
Fred.
No. He didn't look way better. He was great.
Yeah, he played really well.
There were 3 guys, I think, that were crucial. Well, actually, probably 4 that were crucial to winning this game. And he was definitely one of them, in my opinion. So, yeah, basically the entire first half, right? It was Eagles
they were
the Eagles
booed
get
into
the stop
locker
first.
room.
Oh, of course. Eagles get the stop first. They score, and then it's 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. And I think a lot of it had to do with there was no involvement at the tight end position. The routes took way too long to develop, and honestly, Hurts looked terrible. Hurts missed multiple throws in that first half.
Yeah, there was one play which I think I told you about in the second half where he threw it to the almost a double cover Devontae, and you were like, "Oh, that's a terrible throw," and I was like, "Matt, it wasn't a terrible read. AJ Brown was wide open on the left side of the field. If he just threw him deep post, it was a 70-yard touchdown.
Oh, terrible.
He didn't even look. I was so pissed.
So, yeah, 19-7 going into the half. Only bright spots the Eagles defense is keeping them in this game. Eagles get the ball first to start the second half. We go screen to Saquon, and then Matt Pryor gets completely blown up. It's a strip sack of Jalen Hurts. The Rams recover, and on the first play, it's a toss out to Kyrie Williams, and they score. And at that point, I'm like, it's 26-7. We've shown no life. This game is probably over. And then
the crowd felt the same way.
Oh,
the crowd was getting out of it.
Yeah.
And in my head, when I was there, I was like, if they don't score on this drive now or show anything, then the game is over.
Yeah.
And I've never seen a crowd go from like completely dead to full of life that quickly.
And then
they finally were throwing it deep to AJ.
The strangest thing happened.
Goddard up the seam.
Yeah.
The Eagles started throwing the ball with their reigning Super Bowl MVP quarterback.
Well, I think a couple things changed.
The crowd got really into it after that. And then after that, we were like, we got this.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
I think there were a couple things that changed. So, one, the protection was better. It seemed like Fred Johnson made all the difference on that line. The synergy was better. We finally started to involve the tight end position. Obviously, Goddard got the first touchdown, got the ball rolling there for the Eagles comeback. And the ball came out quicker and more accurately. And the one thing that I was kind of like scratching my head at was it the first half play calling that the routes were taking too long to develop? And I didn't get a chance to look at the All-22 film. I wish I did. But was it the routes taking too long to develop, or was it more so we were scheming them open better in the second half? So I don't know if you saw anything from where you were sitting on that front.
I just think they were actually like throwing it just better in general. Like the receivers were getting more open. I think you're right that they were definitely doing like longer to develop routes, especially backed up.
Yeah.
And the main thing was like it was so predictable when they were gonna run. At least when they in the second half, it was a little more like unpredictable with the formations. They sprinkled the run in a little better.
Yeah.
I think Jalen, the audible rate was a lot higher in the second half. You could tell. Jalen there's rumors online Jalen took over the play calling. It definitely was noticeable being there live.
There was definitely discussions on the sidelines between Hurts and Kevin Patullo.
I heard on the broadcast there was a like Jalen Hurts was like ripping Patullo a new one on the sideline.
More or less, yeah, more or less.
But anyway, basically the crowd got back into it, which helped the defense.
Correct.
The defense basically helped, like with them going on fourth down again. Those fourth down stops was huge. The first blocked field goal was huge because again they probably would have lost this game if they had made that field goal.
So right, we have 26-21. Eagles scored twice. They stop them twice. Rams finally get in field goal range, and you're like, all right, well, they're gonna make it an 8-point game. We got to do something after that. They blocked it, and very easy. Like the ball wasn't even on their fingertips. It was like forearm. Like they knew they got up,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So we blocked the kick. There's a bit more of an exchange, and then the Eagles get the ball back with about 8 minutes, and they got to go 87 yards.
Yeah.
And this
That-
was a legacy drive by Jalen Hurts and company. I mean, this was just a phenomenal drive.
Yeah.
Fourth down, you had fourth down conversions. You had, just absolutely pin perfect and great play calling, multiple third down, fourth down conversions. And
big
then,
third down conversions too, to be honest. A lot.
oh,
Like, there
dude,
was 2 big
third
third
and 10, third and third
Mhm.
and double digits. I mean, you had the one to AJ Brown where he literally just trucks the guy and keeps going. That was so.
Yeah.
I mean,
AJ
that
Brown
one.
had a hell of a game.
Oh, dude, yeah. I mean, we got number 11 on right now for a reason.
Mhm.
And then fourth and goal, you gotta have it. They find Smitty, they take the lead. And the only thing I'm thinking, right, is like we didn't get the 2-point conversion after, so it's 27-26. I'm like,
2-point conversion was still a great play call. Like he had, like watching it live, because I was right at my end zone. They had him open. It just like was
You know, head
great
up.
coverage by the
Okay.
Rams defender.
So I was just talking to Liz.
No, it was just great coverage by the Rams defender.
Yeah. So it was good coverage. And I'm like, damn, we left them too much time. And of course,
Yeah, that's what I thought as well.
I mean, of course, they walk into field goal range, and I'm like, dude, are we really gonna do all that just to lose? And then the funniest thing happened, Kyle. They blocked it again.
Oh my god!
Jordan Davis blocks the kick, picks it up himself, and takes it all the way back for a touchdown. Let me just read you his stat line. He had one turnover on downs. He had a run stop on Kyron Williams that stopped the Rams from picking up a first down. He had 2 blocked field goals. He had returned for a touchdown, 5 tackles, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss, and 1 QB hit. I mean, oh my God, if that's
Hell of
not
a game by
the
Jordan
best defensive
Davis.
performance of all. Well, actually, there was one defensive performance that was definitely better this week, but we'll get into that in a minute. Yeah, this was just they just win. There's no other way to put it, man. They just win. You know?
Mm-hmm. When that block happened, I honestly thought it was over. I was like, you know what? At least it was fun. Like, I know that's what my parents are gonna say. They're like, it was a good game, Kyle. It doesn't matter they lost.
Yeah.
And then they blocked it. And Matt knows this, but I guess the viewers don't. But the night before, I had a little too much drinks. Placed a very hefty bet on the spread, which I thought was a goner. I was just like, just win this game.
Yeah.
I don't really care. If anything, just like, let's just come over and just win the game at this point. Maybe the KBTs will hit. We'll get into that later, but I was like, at least cover the KBTs. And then, so when it got blocked, I was, oh my God, they won the game. And then all of a sudden I look and I see Jordan Davis running, and I'm like, holy crap, they're going to cover. And I was like, run.
How was that your first thought?
Oh my God. Well, that was my second thought.
Okay.
My first thought was like, oh my God, this is the most unbelievable thing I've ever witnessed in my life. This is incredible. And then my second thing was, holy shit, this is even more incredible. They're going to cover the spread and my bet's going to hit.
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable.
But that stadium was so loud, so electric at that moment. That was an unforgettable moment for me and my family. I felt so lucky to be able to bring them to that game. And it's just incredible.
Yeah.
I was going to see, Sam, do you want to give some commentary as a newly appointed football fan to our casual listeners?
She coming?
We respect women on this podcast.
Oh yeah, unlike the Browns.
Say hi. You get to be on the podcast. Here, you gotta talk close to the mic.
Okay. Wait, am I on the camera?
Yeah, you're on the camera.
Okay. Hello. What do you want to know? My experience?
Yeah, what was your experience? Give a quick thoughts on the game.
I will say, when it was 26-7, Eagles down, I was worried for Kyle. Because of Kyle, I finally understand football now, and even I could tell that they were playing badly.
Oh, that's right. All right, go ahead. Yeah, because I'm hearing you.
Keep talking. Matt can't hear you, but
no, they can hear you.
Well,
they
he
can
can
the
listen
viewers
to.
can hear you.
They can hear you.
He can listen to it after.
Correct.
No, but then when they got closer and closer, it was more and more exciting, and then yeah, no, that last kick, that was the coolest thing I've ever seen, ever. I've never been. Well, first of all, I've never been to a game where who won, it was up to the very last play. I've never been in that situation before. And then, normally, I guess kicks from that distance are not normally that difficult. So the likelihood that that would happen, but I manifested it, and it was so cool to experience and see my fiance so happy, and I loved it.
Thank you for that commentary, Sam.
I can't wait to go back and listen to
Bye.
that. All right, let's move on here.
Basically, the gist, Matt, just saying
Yeah.
she was saying she's never been to a game where it came down to the last play like that, and most of the time field goals like that are kind of automatic, especially to someone to casual. But if you want to, have you seen the interviews with Jordan Davis? It was not. They knew.
Bro, he was like, we knew his launch angle. We knew exactly where he was lining up. They had it like they knew. I believe.
Yeah, hearing that after the fact, I was like, oh my god, I love this team so much.
Yeah. All right, let's move on because we could talk about this for 20 minutes.
We
probably got close to 20 minutes. We'll get one out of the way here. We'll talk about the.
Let's just
Colts.
rapid fire some of the
All right. Let me go back. We'll do Colts and Titans first. Colts take this one easily. Was it 40,
Colts legit?
41-20. Dude, the 3-0 Colts.
I think they're legit. I think they're legit.
Jonathan Taylor continues to be unbelievable. He had that one run that put him up 34-13, where he just broke like every single tackle in existence. Daniel Jones.
Your phone's over here.
Daniel Jones was great again. He didn't like the box score up, but he did everything he needed to do. So I guess the commentary from this game, right, is this more damning of Brian Daboll, or is it more damning of just the Giants system in general? Which I guess Brian Daboll put in
both.
Place, so
to be honest,
yeah. I mean, dude, they brought him in to develop quarterback talent, and Daniel Jones is literally like he's playing like an MVP candidate in Indianapolis of all places, a team that had zero expectations coming into this year.
Yeah, I thought Indianapolis was like that one of those like 500 teams, but no, they're playing really well. They definitely have the pieces, and last year, I kind of thought that they were going to be good with Anthony Richardson, but obviously he's clearly not the answer.
Mm-hmm.
But Daniel Jones is giving them combinatorial play because they have a great O-line, they have weapons. Jonathan Taylor's playing like his what was that, 2021 or 2022 self when he was phenomenal.
He had 17 rushes, 102 yards, 3 touchdowns in this game. Phenomenal.
Yeah. And the defense is low-key playing well.
Yeah.
I think they're legit. Based that division right now, they could take it. Obviously I'm really high on the Jaguars, but they've been inconsistent. But the Texans are 0-3, Titans are 0-3. I wouldn't be shocked if they get in the playoffs and are a high seed.
They're starting to separate themselves. They're starting to make it look.
They really are.
They are not this is not a fluke. This is not a fluke.
When do they play the Jaguars? I'm really excited to watch that game.
I don't know.
Actually, I'm really excited to watch them this week against the Rams. Rams coming off a heartbreaker.
That's going to be interesting.
But right now they've only played the Dolphins, which stink, the Titans, who stink, and then the Broncos, who low key haven't looked that well. So we'll see how they play against the Rams.
Colts and Jaguars in. We gotta wait a long time. Week 15.
Is it like one of those? Are they going to be
week 18? Yeah.
Well, that's exciting. At least that because it's going to come.
That's probably what it's going to come down to. Yeah,
so that's kind of exciting that at least it's set up like that at the end of the year.
I'll tell you what. The Titans and Brian Callahan, that's probably the only other team that might give Mike McDaniel a run for
first coach money,
Yeah, dude, the Titans have a good roster and they have really good talent. The coaching is terrible
in Tennessee.
Cam Ward, you knew it was going to be rough this year. They are just not putting him in.
He's shown some flashes.
Well, the first, I don't know if you saw the pick six. The pick six was freaking. It was just a duck.
Yeah, that's not good.
But the coaching in Tennessee has just been absolutely atrocious. So I would not be surprised to see Brian Callahan gone soon. Let's see, another blowout. We could do the Commanders.
Let's go to Minnesota.
Minnesota. Yeah, I guess we could get that one out of the way too. I mean, watch the highlights of this game if you're interested. But this game was over at halftime. It was 34-3.
Yeah, I remember
you know,
being at like a lot of the 1 o'clock slate. I had to watch highlights, obviously, because I was at the game.
right.
But I was able to see the scoreboards, and I looked up at that Minnesota scoreboard, and I was like, "Why the hell did I switch my pick
What did I
and
pick?
in my spreads? I switched it to the Bengals at the last second,
Oh,
and I was like, God
hey,
damn it!
I picked
I'm
Cincinnati.
so stupid.
I picked Cincinnati straight up, so don't feel too bad.
Yeah,
Hey, welcome back, Carson Wentz, though, and I'll never doubt him again. He had a good game.
I mean, he did all right. I think main thing was just the defense.
fine.
The defense
Did fi-
destroyed.
yeah, I mean,
destroyed
The
the
Vikings
Bengals.
They scored 17 points in the final 2 minutes of the first half. It was a 17-3 game, and going into the locker room, it was 34-3. Isaiah Rodgers, I mentioned Jordan Davis having some competition this week for best defensive performance. I'm gonna have to give Jordan Davis the number 2 spot here because Isaiah Rodgers, first player in NFL history to have a pick six, force 2 fumbles, and return a touchdown for a fumble all in the same game. Pick six, and then
Return a fumble for a touchdown.
Yeah, dude.
Spoke.
He had a pick. He had a pick six, and then he forced a fumble, picked that fumble up, and ran that back for a touchdown as well. Unbelievable, unbelievable performance. Yeah, this game was over at halftime. I mean, Jake Browning. It boils down to the defense, the Cincinnati defense. Their secondary is just not good. They're not protecting Jake Browning, and Jake Browning is making oodles of mistakes, oodles of bad decisions. You wonder you question the integrity of the Bengals locker room at this point too, because how about Jamar Chase? I don't know if you saw this. Jamar Chase standing perfectly still and refusing to block for Drew Sample as he had a catch over the middle at the end of the game. I mean, he looked like he did not want to be there at all. So now I guess your question, your attention focuses to, are we even going to finish the season here in Cincinnati? Are we on the same page at all about this? Because this one,
I think Zach Taylor, is going to get fired. I don't think he's that good of a coach. I think he's been carried by Joe Burrow.
I don't think it's his fault, though. I really don't. I think it's more in the front office.
No, I think if you had to blame one thing on Cincinnati,
he's going to be the fall guy. You'll say he's going to be the fall guy. It's the injuries.
But you can't fire an owner.
No, unfortunately, you can't. You can fire the GM.
Yeah, the Bengals are like the cheapest ownership group in the NFL, which is shocking with how much they pay the receivers, and just thinking like, oh, that's just horrible team building. The O-line's been terrible for years.
Yeah, crazy.
And the defense is bad too.
Oh yeah. We'll go to Washington next, where the Commanders won 41-24. This was my spread pick, Kyle. I had Commanders -2.5 here.
I also was high on the Commanders
absolutely
here. I thought even with Jaden Daniels out, I was like, the Commanders low-key have looked very impressive.
Well, my rationale was the offense doesn't change too much with Mariota. It's probably less downfield throws, if anything. But you're still scheming the quarterback run. You're still moving around the pocket. You're still doing a lot of stretch plays, and whatnot. So I didn't think that the offense changed too much. But I mean, the Oakland defense, right? I mean, we mentioned this back in August, right, where our concerns were that the offensive line was going to struggle and that the secondary was going to struggle. I mean, holy shit, is that true? They did not protect Geno at all in this game. Deep ball after deep ball. Mariota looked like a freaking MVP candidate out there. And then, you get to the second. I'll give you a perfect example was the Jeremy McNichols touchdown. I mean, literally, he broke one tackle at the line. Everybody on the secondary came down, overcommitted, and then he's just gone. Broke one tackle and he was gone. The Raiders, we know what their issues are. Ashton Genty, I think Raiders, he's going to get, the short end of the stick this year. My only hope is that they don't run him into the ground and give him 30 carries a game because he doesn't deserve that. I mean, they're not blocking for him. He's going to end up with bad stats.
The O-line is really the issue for Genty.
Yeah.
But to be fair, they've also faced some pretty stout run defenses so far.
They have. And I think people forget how good the Commanders' defense is, really. It's not...
Commanders' defense has low-key been very impressive. It's definitely helped them win some games.
It's not an elite group, but it's definitely an above-average group, in my opinion. And I think people just, for whatever reason, they tend to forget that.
I mean, it's gonna come. I'm excited for late in the year when it's Eagles Commanders because the division's probably gonna come down to that.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I'll be at the first matchup right around Christmas time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the Commanders have been playing very solid football. I know they ran into the Packers, which I guess we can go on to that next.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
the Packers
man.
the Packers and the Ravens I think are very similar-esque. I think they're like the Ravens are elite on offense.
I see the
Packers
comparisons.
are elite on defense, but the other side of the ball is inconsistent to a fault.
It's one thing or another, right? So I guess we'll talk about the Ravens in a little bit, but I mean, the Packers game, and by the way, the Browns won somehow.
Yeah, the KBTs. No.
Somehow, yeah. Kyle and I were texting. We were like,
I honestly, low key, I think I sacrificed the KBTs in prayer for the Eagles to win. So I apologize for that.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Followers.
Yeah, after not scoring for the first 57 minutes of the game, the Packers went on, or the Browns went on to score 13 points in the final 3 minutes and 38 seconds of the game. Somehow, I mean, this game was playing out exactly how I thought, maybe a little bit more extreme. It was 3-0 at halftime in favor of Green Bay. Oodles of inconsistencies on both sides of the ball for both teams, really. Struggling to, I mean, it was a very defensive game. More so for the Browns offense struggled because it's the Browns offense. And then, for the Packers offense, I mean, they're going up against, I mean, can we call the Browns?
The Packers run game was horrible. The Browns run defense is so good.
Can we just call a spade here? The Browns defense is elite. It's elite.
It just sucks that they don't have an offense.
Yeah. So I mean,
did you see the clip? Did you see the clip of Myles Garrett like breaking past the tackle and chasing Jordan Love?
Jordan, run!
You can hear the offensive lineman go, Jordan, run! Run away, Jordan!
It's like something out of a movie, bro. Like,
oh my god, that's insane.
Jordan, run! It's scary, dude.
Jordan, run!
Dude, he and Mason
He's a
Graham.
freak. I saw him the one time in person last season.
Yeah.
Oh, he looks like a freaking predator.
He's a freight train.
Not like the Deshaun Watson predator.
No.
Like the predator
like
movie.
this. Yeah,
Get to the chopper.
Not the rapey kind, the scary kind.
Not the rapey kind. The alien one that like kills the other aliens.
Dude, he and Mason Graham are gonna be scary. Very, very scary. And then they have Malik Collins this year, who's been really good. I mean,
they held Josh Jacobs to, what was he, freaking 1.9 yards a carry, only 30 yards. Derrick Henry, the Derrick Henry's easy to tackle. They lived up to the comments there.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That game was close too. It's just like the only reason why the Ravens won mainly is because the Browns offense is so bad that the Ravens defense could actually do something.
Green Bay finally
for the Lamar that eventually burrow up.
Yeah, exactly. Green Bay finally put up a touchdown in the third quarter. This game was 10-0. I'm like, all right, Browns gave it their all, but their offensive woes. I mean, Packers defense elite. And then we get down to it, and I thought there were very, very interesting plays here. We're gonna start with Jordan Love because my brother had mentioned that he's not sold on Jordan Love, and he's like not sold on the Packers. And I mean, dude, this game, that decision to throw it.
Oh, the interception.
So
Jesus.
yeah, it was like what, 3rd and 2. We're getting to the point now where the Browns have to start using timeouts to get the ball back. And you have 3rd and 2, right? You pick up the first down. The game's essentially over at this point. Like, what are we doing? We're throwing the ball, and it was a terrible throw by Jordan Love.
Yeah,
terrible.
Arguably one of the worst interceptions of the year.
Oh my gosh. So
Tua Tagovailoa turned the ball over.
Yeah, Jordan turned the ball over.
I'm gonna call that the Tua turned the ball over interception of the week.
Yeah, crazy.
And it was owned by Tua until Jordan Love threw this interception.
So the Browns had the field goal, and then the Packers followed it up with that possession where they turned the ball over unprecedentedly. And then the Browns scored. I'm going to refuse to acknowledge Quinyon Judkins' performance because
yes, because we respect women on this podcast.
Correct.
Even though he did look really well.
But he ended up scoring, made it 10-10. And then the Packers get into field goal range, and we're like, all right, well, it's whatever. And mind you, this is literally within, I would say, it couldn't have been more than 90 seconds of when Jordan Davis blocked his kick.
I thought it was before because I remember you texted me or somebody texted me about it, and then I texted them. The Eagles did too. Ha ha ha.
One was within. I think I had looked away.
5
you might have been
blocked
right.
field goals yesterday.
Oh my god,
that's insane.
Crazy.
Or Sunday.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's like what fun stat? I guess just quick. Me and my dad have been to Lincoln Financial Field twice, and we've witnessed 3 blocked field goals.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So the pre-stream message I had for everyone who was rating in the pre-stream was, have you ever seen a blocked kick in person? I don't know if I have. If it have,
I've seen 3.
If I have, it's been a punt, and I can't remember when it was. But I know for a fact that I don't think I've ever seen a blocked field goal. I'd have to go back and see. But yeah. So the Browns tied up. The Packers get in the field goal range, and we're like, all right, this one's over. They blocked the kick, and now they have a chance to win the game. And keep in mind, Mans who lacks vowels, Andre Smith, pretty rough start to the year. Trots out there for the game. Actually, you know what? I should go to the play before that because it's 3rd and 2, 12 seconds left. Cleveland has the ball at the Green Bay 45. They have no timeouts. Flacco hits Njoku over the middle, and they get to the line immediately. They spike it with 2 seconds left. It was a great just demonstration of teamwork. And I'm like, all right, this guy is probably going to miss. He's been, inconsistent, hasn't seen the deep. But what he lacks in vowels, he makes up for in legs. He kicked it, and he won. So the Browns really stole this one. Like, it was just a crazy demonstration of how to blow a game. The Packers had 14 penalties in this game. They gave up 5 sacks. They gave up a ton of pressure. But they had the game won. Like, you could point to, obviously, the blocked field goal. You could point to, obviously, the interceptions. I feel like there were so many points where the Packers had to just wrap this game up. And I think that's where you're really drawing the comparisons between the Packers and the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, they were staring down 3-0. Packers now dropped to 2-1. First win of the year for the Browns. We'll see how many more they get. But, I mean, crazy. Just unprecedented win. We can knock this one out of the way, too. We can knock out the Panthers and Falcons.
First Donut Club member
Donut Club! Oh, my God, I'm so
Donut
happy,
Club.
bro. And I picked Carolina. Thank you.
I did as well.
I'm like, all right, if they lose this, then I just got to pick them until they keep winning, essentially. This one was 30-0. I'm finally right about the Panthers. We have the first Donut Club member of 2025. They are the Atlanta Falcons. Brutal day for Michael Penix. 18 of 36, 172 yards, 0 touchdowns, obviously, and 2 interceptions. Did you see the pick 6?
No,
dude, it was so.
I'm sure it was bad.
It was
actually
literally...
no. I did. I saw. I guess I don't know. I don't think it was the pick 6, but I saw the one interception where he was trying to make the tackle.
That one was
bad. It was like
too.
Really sad.
Mm-hmm.
I did not see the pick 6.
No, the pick 6 was literally like his reads weren't open, so he tried to check it down to the running back, and it was literally like the man threw it like he could have thrown it underhand. Like that's how bad it was. Like the guy had all the time I forget who actually got the pick 6, but literally had all the time in the world to just run in front and catch the ball. And in fact, he played so poorly that we saw the Kirk Cousins, the GOAT backup, the Geepus backup.
The Geepus backup.
Geepus backup in the game. I will credit the Falcons defense. They kind of hung in there as best they could, but when your offense literally does nothing, it's kind of hard to finish the game. So this one got out of hand by the end. They had more special teams problems. John Parker Romo missed from 49 and 55. And they officially released Young Hoku, so there's no recourse here. You got to stick with the guy.
Yeah.
Just a miserable. I mean, that's a gut punch for Atlanta, right? Like that's terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you got to give Penix the start next week, but I mean, shorter leash, right?
Fun fact of the day, which I was telling Matt earlier. I had Michael Penix facts. Michael Penix has never won a game where his defense let up more than 7 points.
That's not true. You're shitting.
Yeah,
me.
that is true. Look it up. Michael Penix
Well,
has
how
not
many-
won a game in the NFL where his defense let up more than 7 points.
Oh man. Well, what was the win? What were the wins? Because what was he? He said 3 starts last
It
year.
was last season. He beat the Giants, who only scored 6. And I
I know
think
they
he
lost the
beat,
Commanders in overtime.
yeah, they beat another team where they only scored like 7.
Oh my gosh! And then 6 points.
I'm looking it up real quick.
6 points last
Th-
week.
th- But this is a true fact.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they beat the Giants 34-7 last year, and they beat well, no, I think the Raiders.
Oh man.
Kirk Cousins was still starting. I'm just confirming. Yeah, they beat the Raiders, but Kirk Cousins was still starting at that point. And then, oh yeah, they beat the Vikings this season where they only scored 6.
Yeah, it was 6.
That's it.
Jeez. Oh my gosh. Oh
Michael Penix has
man.
not won a game where they've scored where the defense has given up more than 7
So you're
points.
basically telling me to live bet if the opposing team has scored more
If the
than 7
opposing
points.
team gets more than 7, live bet them.
Okay. No matter what the score is?
No matter what the
Gotcha.
score is.
Gotcha. All right, let's move on here. Let's go. Oh my God, let's go to Tampa Bay. This game, man. I
So,
mean,
fun story about this game. So I was watching it. I kind of caught the end of it. When I was leaving the Eagles game.
yeah,
I didn't really know. I saw the Jets had came back, and I didn't know how. But I was on the point where the Buccaneers were gonna make the game the game winning kick because it showed the score was
Yeah.
the same as the Eagles score, 27 to 26, and then they showed the replay of the block, but I thought it was live, and I was like, no fucking way, this game is gonna end the same exact way as the Eagles with the same score. But then it was a replay, and I was like, oh, okay. Can the Jets do what the Eagles did? And then
Spoiler
they
alert.
didn't. And everybody who was like standing there watching it was like, Jets ain't no birds, go birds. So that's my fun story about this game.
Bucks start 3-0 for the first time since 2025. They take this one 29-27.
Wow, what?
Yeah, man. Crazy, right?
Bucks start the first time 3-0 since 2025?
No, since 2005.
Oh,
Did I say? I may have. I may have said.
Well, yeah,
2025.
obviously they started 0-3 this year.
Yeah, I'm a bit of Eddie Mush right now. We're gonna try to get through this.
It's because your lip. It's your lip.
I know, dude. I'm
You're
low on,
spilling.
I'm low on
You're
blood.
spilling lies.
I need some sugar or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this. I don't know how I was focusing primarily on the Eagles for good reason.
I will say I know I mentioned this to you. I don't know if I said it on the pod, but I was very confident the Jets were going to cover.
Well, you were confident last week, and they got absolutely obliterated. So I don't know what that tells me.
Well, no, I was more so the Bucks are like injured to hell. Bucks are so injured.
Yeah.
And they got even more.
And they got even
more injured.
Yeah, they did get even more injured this time in this game. I think we did make mention of that in the opening with Mike Evans, and there were a couple of other. I think.
Yes, Mike Evans is out.
was
Their right tackle's
Wirfs.
out. Their guard's out.
Yeah, Ben Bredesen maybe.
Wirfs
I can't
may be
remember.
back this week, but we'll see.
We'll have to see.
Godwin may be back this week, but we'll see. And
the
Buka was
Jets-
questionable, but he played.
Yeah, he played. By the way, Emeka.
He looks really good.
Is
Buka. Oh my god,
insane! Holy crap.
he is him.
Yeah, he is him. Yeah, I mean, this was
Not the movie him.
The
The movie him is bad.
Yeah. Spoiler. The Jets just jetted so hard in this first half. There was a PI against Sauce Gardner they gave up on 3rd and 32. Shit you not. The Jets had
Jesus
a 4th
Christ.
and 1 that they didn't convert on. They failed on 4th down. And then right before the half ended, Tyrod threw a pick 6. That completely changed the game because this game was 20-6 going into the halftime. And the Jets defense was keeping them in it. It was keeping them really close. They had nothing going for them in the first half. Jets only put up 6 points. The Bucks opened up the second half with and to add insult to injury, the Bucks opened up the second half with a 9-minute field goal drive, made it 23-6. So I'm like, all right, this one's over, right? You know, and then the Jets go for it on their ensuing possession. They get a 4th and 12, and they throw it 6 yards short of the sticks. They turn the ball over. Again, I'm thinking, right, this one's over. Now, this is where I kind of lost sight of this a little bit. I was focusing mostly on the Eagles game, so I had to go back and watch. The Jets defense, gotta get credit on them. They tightened up a lot. They forced a quick 3 and out. Tyrod quickly moved the troops down the field. They had, Tampa was playing pretty soft. They were playing that prevent defense. It was a 4-minute touchdown drive. They cut up to 10. Tampa gets another field goal to make it 26-13. Jets respond with an even quicker touchdown drive. And they made some big conversions. These were second down conversions, but they converted on 2nd and 17, 2nd and 19. So it's 26-20. Tampa gets into field goal range. They will make it a 2-possession game. And then Will McDonald blocked a kick. E-I-E-I-O.
He's been playing really well, Will
to
McDonald.
the touchdown. Dude, blocked. So we had 2 players in the same week blocked within 90 seconds of each other in real time. Block the kick, pick it up, and run it in for a touchdown. Never in my life will I ever see anything like that.
Incredible.
Ever again. Probably. So the Jets take a 1-point lead. Now they're in the same position as the Rams, right? They got a little bit of time left.
Who was the 5th blocked kick?
So
there was the 2 in the Eagles. There was the
Jets. I think
and there was the Browns.
I think the Panthers blocked it.
The Panthers blocked a kick?
I think.
Oh.
It might have been a 4:00 game. I'd have to go back and see in my notes. Maybe.
No, it was definitely during the 1:00 because I saw the stat when I was leaving the game.
So then maybe it was the Panthers game.
I'm looking it up.
So yeah, the Jets take the lead.
Keep talking while I look it up.
Did you happen to see the Emeka catch that they said was incomplete?
No.
Bro, absolutely.
I heard you said it was complete.
He absolutely caught this ball. But it didn't matter because the football gods on the next play, Sterling Shepard at a 20-yard game. They're back in the field goal range. And the Jets still end up losing. So Tampa takes it 29-27. I mean, the thing is, like, the Jets, I feel like they really tried to force the ball downfield a lot in the first half. They found some success with the short to intermediate passes, but eventually it's still that consistency thing. It's that consistency thing where I just don't like the drive to drive. The Jets are not a good football team. They have drives where they look great, but they're just not a consistent football team, and that's what's inevitably going to continue to plague them, in my opinion. Did we figure out what game it was?
No, I'm still working on it.
All right.
They said they ranked 4. I thought it was 5.
No, I'm pretty sure it was 5. All right, let's go to New England. This is another. I mean, I put in the title of this one has.
Oh, there was a blocked field. Oh, yeah, that's what. There was a blocked field goal on Sunday night. That's what it was. The Giant.
That's
Chiefs blocked.
That's
the field
right.
Goal.
Yeah, Jamie Gillens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
I put in the title of this episode, "The Art of Blowing the Game," because I felt like we saw it a lot this week, and this was absolutely one of them. The Steelers end up winning this one 21-14. And I will note this is the first one at Gillette Stadium for Pittsburgh since 2008, so big win for them. And it was one of the reasons I picked.
Brady's not there, so.
Yeah, but it's one of the reasons I picked New England, just because they're at home. They have a lot of momentum. They haven't capitalized on their mistakes, and they haven't really capitalized on plays I believe that they should be capitalizing on, and they just continued to do it this week. I mean, the Patriots absolutely should have won this game. They had 5 turnovers. And the Steelers got 14 points off of those turnovers. So, 21 points total. You do the math. Ramondre fumbled twice, including once at the literal goal line, literally reaching out towards the goal line. So that's a 14-point swing there.
Doghouse.
Yeah, literally. He had 2 picks for Drake May, once again at the goal line with 12 seconds left in the first half. They pick it off in the end zone. And then the other one was in Steelers territory following a huge 4th down conversion. So, I mean, another one. And then the latter interception was capped off by a Rodgers touchdown drive that was ultimately the difference. They went up 21-14 off that turnover. So, I don't know. Is it like a discipline thing? Like, I don't know what Vrabel has to do to get these guys, to be less careless, but it's bad. It's really, really bad. And it's disheartening in New England because they're doing a lot of good things. They move the ball pretty consistently. The Pitt defense did look much better. 5 turnovers, 5 sacks, but they still did allow a bunch of chunk plays, and they did still allow over 350 total yards of offense. I don't understand what it is that they have to do to just be a better football team and just be more consistent.
Yeah.
I mean, what did you take away from what you watched of this game?
I didn't really watch anything, so I kind of let you handle
Well,
that.
well, you
I
went.
just I knew it. That was one of the games I just kind of box score checked.
Well, yeah, I don't know if you saw this in the
I don't
box
really
score,
I
but
don't
the
really have a
Steelers'
lot of
offense had only.
stock in the Steelers. I don't really have a lot of that
Yeah.
Steelers though, first place in the AFC North right now. Kind of crazy. Who would have thought?
Yeah, technically. Yeah,
Maybe my hot
that's
take,
kinda
Mike
crazy.
Tomlin losing record might not happen now because Bengals broke.
Yeah, but like
Browns
dude,
are Browns and Ravens look broke.
and the Ravens, bro. The Ravens have been
Raven.
I mean,
Ravens have been
dude, the
ravening pretty
Steelers
hard.
won. The Steelers won this game with 203 total yards of offense. They look terrible out there. Now,
Yeah, they
granted,
don't look very good.
five turnovers, 5 sacks, ultimately the difference. So,
Yeah,
I'm not upset about the outcome of this game. I did pick New England, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I think anybody who actually watched this game would tell you that New England vastly outplayed them. But
Yeah.
that's how football is sometimes. So,
Mhm.
all right, we've got one more 1:00
One more game.
and that would be
Jags Texans.
correct.
Jags 17, Texans 10.
Yeah, and
CJ Stroud bad? Is CJ Stroud bad, Matt?
yes and no. So
Have you seen his stats since the Big Brother Caleb Williams conversation?
no, tell me.
I gotta look it up real quick,
Oh my
but it's not good.
but it's not good. The Jaguars get their first home win versus the Texans since 2017. Texans are 0-3 for a team that was favored to win that division. That's a big yike. That's a big. Actually, that's three big yikes. They get 3 big yikes. This was a very sloppy game for both offenses. There were 12 total punts. The Jaguars defense did look solid. I take this
just quick. I got the stat.
Oh,
Caleb Williams since their viral moment, week 2 of 2024, where CJ Stroud was like, "Oh, you're big brothering him." Caleb Williams has 390.
Wait, who is this?
3,000.
CJ Stroud, you mean, right?
I'm going Caleb Williams first. Caleb Williams, since that conversation, because Caleb Williams, he's bad. 3,989 yards, 27 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions, compared to Stroud's 3,832 yards, 19 touchdowns, and 15 interceptions.
Yikes! So that's that's 17 games.
That's basically a full season.
That's basically a full season. Yikes!
Yeah. Big yikes.
Yeah, I mean, the Jaguars defense did look solid, but I'd take that performance with a grain of salt, just because the Texans offense is absolutely putrid. I think,
low key though, Jags defense outside of I guess last week with the Bengals, I thought they've been
playing a lot
decent.
better, a lot better. I think they've still got
the offense. I have more questions on. Brian Thomas got the big yips. My offensive player of the year.
I mean, yeah, what the hell, man? Like I mean, I'm convinced that Trevor Lawrence can just not read NFL defenses. I don't know what.
I think he's just mid. I think he's just mid.
Yeah, or mid, or just something. Yeah, the Texans, I think they have a bottom 5 offense, probably a bottom 1 O-line. There's just no
yeah, they're
sort of
definitely
consistency.
32 of 32.
The run blocking is terrible. The pass protection is terrible. They have no depth. I mean, if they have 1 or 2 more injuries, it's gonna get ugly for Stroud. Like, he might get killed.
It already is.
I mean, no, but I'm saying he might
today.
get severely injured at some point.
Yeah.
And he did throw the game sealing interception. You said this final score, right? 17-10.
Yeah, 17-10.
There's just not a lot to talk about in this game. It was just a bad watch. I don't recommend you watch the highlights of this because there's probably going to be a 4-minute video. So yeah, that's 1:00. Let's go to the 4 o'clock games.
I think Saints bad, Seahawks good. Next game.
Yeah, essentially. The Seahawks.
I remember I got to
44.
the parking lot and I saw the score of that game and they were up like 21-0, and I was like, oh god, I'm like, wow.
I didn't.
And the funniest thing is, I was telling people, I think you heard me tell people this. I was gonna pick Seattle in my survivor pool, but like everybody and their mother was picking Seattle, and I was like, the Saints have played pretty competitive.
This was the 1 week.
But God, I know on the podcast I said I was high on Seattle, But then I kind of like was doubting
Yeah.
myself. I was like, they're gonna win, but I was like, they're definitely not gonna cover, and they covered easily, like
Yeah.
the regular spread
This game was essentially over. This game was over in the
in
second.
the first
It was
quarter.
35 to 3.
Quarter like this, yeah. It
There was
like the
it was
second
35 to
possession. It was
3 with
horrible.
time left in the second quarter. Like it was just crazy.
Game was
there was a
over.
blocked kick in this game too. There's a blocked punt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
There you go. Even more block kicks.
We saw some of the first NFL action from Tyler Shuh, the rookie from Louisville. They put him in there for a couple drives, and he almost got killed on one of them. They just didn't block for him. Kyle, do you still think?
2.
Do you still think the Saints will be on the winning end of an upset later in this season?
Probably.
Probably.
Okay. I don't know. They look pretty bad here.
Yeah.
I think they'll win a game at home later in the year. They could beat the Giants. Maybe. Maybe not because Jackson Dart's in now.
Yeah, we'll see about that one. All right. Well, we got that one out of the way. I guess let's get the other bad one out of the way too. The Bears and Cowboys. Bears.
No, where's your brother? Is he coming in to defend the Cowboys?
I don't know. He's supposed to
Is
show
he
up.
coming in to rescue them? Because
I think
they looked really bad.
I think he's taking a flight to
as
go
soon as CD
assassinate
was
Jerry
out,
Jones.
it was over.
Well, I was watching this game with him. By the way, the Bears won 31-14, pretty convincingly too.
Yeah, Bears looked really good.
The over
Cowboys
in this
looked
game
really bad.
was a really bad beat. It was like it was 31-14 in the third quarter, and the Cowboys just refused to put the ball in the end zone. Yeah, I was watching this one with him. Yeah, I mean, CD run it like they hand the ball off to CD Lamb out of the backfield, and then he gets hurt. It's like, what are we like?
Why are you doing
Why
that?
are we
with your receiver? And
you're-
honestly, Javonte Williams has been the surprise of this.
I know.
He had 7.6 yards a carry.
Yeah. Like,
Why are you giving it to him?
I have no idea like what the thought process is behind running that play. Like they've done some stupid shit like that in the past, but like with McCarthy gone, it's like, all right, maybe that could just leave with him. It didn't. Like that's just a Cowboy thing. It's a Cowboy thing. Yeah, so he's gonna be out 3 to 4 weeks with a high ankle sprain. So like the Cowboys are really in trouble. And then I already mentioned the troubles. BB's out, their center, and now Tyler Booker's gonna be out. Luke Burden got his first Luther Burden. My apologies. Got his first career touchdown on a flea flicker. Did you see that flea flicker?
I did.
That was like
incredible play.
That was the worst flea flicker of all time. It took forever.
Yeah, I know.
It took forever.
You did the DeAndre Swift did like the alley oop.
Yeah, literally. And then Kyrie Elam got beat again.
Yeah, the 4 o'clock games I was able to catch. I did watch those on my ride home, but this like the Bears. I picked the Bears. Did you pick the Bears?
I did not. I picked Dallas because I'm a stupid man.
Ah, you fool!
Yeah.
I was like the Bears bounce back.
Yeah, dude. I mean, this game was. I mean, it was close. It was
Cowboys bad.
It was close.
They made Russell Wilson look good.
Yeah.
What do you think Caleb Williams was gonna do?
Well, I'll tell you, Caleb at the half was 10 of 16, 239 yards, 3 touchdowns. Dude, 239 yards on 10 completions. That's wild. That's
oh my god.
That's absolutely.
I just
wild.
remember watching it, and the Bears were just tearing the Cowboys up, and the Cowboys had like no life. George Pickens crash out. We saw a peak of it. It's happening.
Yeah, it's the
George
downfall.
Pickens crash out.
The downfall is definitely on its way. Yeah, I mean, Dak played terrible. The defense played terrible. Like, there's just no sort of consistency. And now it's CD. Like, you could see it. CD Lamb went out. They only scored 7 points after that. After they were moving the ball somewhat consistently. I know Stevenson had a big play where he whipped the ball away from Javonte earlier in the game. And I think that was the first quarter actually. And then they actually put in Joe Milton, who was in New England last year, and he threw a pick too, so he couldn't even get into the end zone. Cowboys downfall currently in progress. Keep your eyes on that.
Love it.
All right. Now we did have 2 entertaining games in the 4 o'clock hour. The first of which we could go to Los Angeles, where the Chargers are 3-0 for the first time since 2002. Kyle, who was the starting quarterback for the Chargers in 2002?
Was it Breeze?
It was Drew Brees. Good guess. He was in his.
Wow.
I'm gonna make you feel old. Drew Brees was in his 2nd year in the NFL in 2002.
Jesus.
That's the last time the Chargers were 3-0. Chargers take this one 23-20. This was also kind of a tale of 2 halves because I really did think the Chargers were going to blow them out in this one. Denver's offensive approach was just it was just perplexing to me. It was literally inside zone, screen, inside zone, shot play that didn't work. It was you can't win football games like that. It was just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, do you agree? I heard this take. Bo Nix, Mac Jones.
Better arm.
Mac Jones, if you remember, looked really. He was he rookie of the year, but he looked really good. He got to Pro Bowl. Mac Jones, his rookie
Mac
year.
Jones.
And now Bo Nix,
That's
not
a good
looking
question.
so hot.
I have to sit on that one. I'd probably
is Bo Nix Mac Jones.
I'd still probably take Bo Nix. I don't know if it's more of I can't really say it's Sean Payton's offense because I just criticized Sean Payton's offense. So I don't know. Omarion Hampton though I do know got his first career touchdown. It was 10-0 early.
He had a great game.
He did, yeah. He did have a really good game. Now they mentioned Najee.
19 for 70 touchdown, and then he also had that big reception, 59 in the air, but he had that big reception.
Yeah, big
for
old
20-something yards.
So it was 10-0 Chargers late in the first half, and then finally you see Denver get on the board, and their first big offensive play is a 50-yard bomb to Courtland Sutton. The coverage kind of sucked. He was wide open. I think somebody bit when they shouldn't have. So it was 10-7 going into the locker room, and then the Broncos actually took the lead quite quickly. Dobbins had a 41-yard run and then a 19-yard touchdown run. And then the Chargers fumbled the ensuing kickoff. So I'm like, oh my gosh, it's getting really bad.
Oh boy.
Broncos tack on a field goal, 17-10. And then the Broncos just kind of put it in park. They would tack on another field goal late in the third, but I feel like they had a lot of opportunities again to close this game out, and they didn't. It kind of felt like a lot like last week against the Colts, where they had the lead, they should have won, and then they just let the Chargers.
Yeah, they kind of choked it at the end.
This one to a bit of a lesser extent because this one was a one possession game throughout, but they struggled tremendously on offense on third down specifically. They were only 2 of 13, and they also had 10 penalties. So you gotta question just the overall offensive consistency, the game plan. I don't know. It's just another game that you think that a guy like Sean Payton who's been around the league forever is just going to be able to put away, and he just really hasn't.
But Chargers though 3-0 and 3-0 in the division too.
You look to be nailing that so far. I love that for you. The Chargers took the lead late. They got a field goal and then, I guess they tied it with the Keenan Allen touchdown. Unbelievable throw by Herbert, by the way.
Oh my God, Herbert!
That was crazy.
Fellow president of High School Fishing Club.
Yeah.
I forgot. Bond as president.
You guys have
of our high school fishing clubs.
You do, and then Dicker for the win. True blue from 43 yards out. Chargers are 3-0. They got the AFC West by the cojones so far.
They got a big clamp on it. Everybody else is 1-2, and they're 3-0 in division.
They got a 2-game. If the Chargers won the AFC West, who wouldn't love that? Who wouldn't love seeing?
I'm so pissed. If you remember, I had it, but I switched it because of the Rashawn Slater injury. But I had it.
Yeah. Hold on, you cut out on my side. Oh wait, no, there you were.
I had it. I had the Chargers winning the division, but I switched it because of Rashawn Slater. I should have known. But to be fair, I did also have the Broncos, Chargers, and Chiefs all tied.
Yeah, so you did. Hey, who wouldn't love seeing the Chiefs play a road playoff game? I would love that.
I would love it if they make the playoffs.
Yeah, if. They're coming up here in a bit.
Can we say it?
No, we're through 3 weeks.
I don't know.
The next game the last game before Sunday Night Football is the Cardinals and 49ers. 49ers in dramatic
cute little game.
This was, the score would indicate to you that it was kind of a shitty game, but it was really entertaining actually. This was a very hard fought defensive battle.
Yep.
Chad Ryland opened up with another missed field goal. He's bad in New England last year and unfortunately might be out of a job soon. He continues this. You had some very, very good plays later in this game. There was a great throw and catch from Mac Jones to Ricky Pearsall in the fourth quarter. On 4th and 2, it sets up San Francisco in the red zone, and then they do a little bootleg to our favorite fullback, Kyle Juszczyk. And they took a 13-6 lead.
That was a great play.
Yeah, it was a great play. And then Mac Jones gets picked off with 4 minutes to go. Cardinals take over. There was a ton of back and forth. I gotta get Ricky Pearsall's stat line. I don't have that, but
Ricky Pearsall, I have it. I
Yeah,
have it right
tell me,
up.
tell me.
Ricky Pearsall finished the game. I don't know the targets, but he was 8 for 117, and that's
dude.
pretty good.
That's wide receiver 1 stats right there.
Yeah. CMC still getting all the touches. 10 for 88 through the air, 17 for 52 on the ground.
Tell me who on the Cardinals was doing work, because I know that this was it was kind of a struggle for Arizona.
Cardinals, low key, no one was doing work. It was more their defense.
Yeah.
Trey McBride had the touchdown.
Yeah,
but Marvin Harrison Jr. Bust.
Well, he said
What do you think?
he said he has to be better. I think the talent.
He's been bad.
Yeah, but he's been bad. There's no sugarcoating it. He's been bad. He's got to take responsibility for what he's got to take responsibility for. I think it's a combination of things where he's probably not at the level he wants to be. Number one, I don't think the Cardinals' offense is really designed particularly for him to be, successful.
The Cardinals' offense has low key been like terrible.
They don't really
As
have
someone
an
who was high on the
identity.
Cardinals, it's been hard to watch.
It's been mad, dude.
Marvin Harrison Jr. is not that good. I mean, we'll see what happens now that Trey Benson's going to be the lead back for likely the rest of the year. I had a ton of stock in Trey Benson. I have him in 5 of 5 fantasy leagues.
Yeah, here's the cap, and I do have him in one. Oh my! I gotta show you this. When we're with each other, I gotta show you this team. My team is absolutely sick now. But yeah, I think Benson could change that offense. I mean, every single week this year. I mean, obviously Connor's injured now. He had the really bad ankle injury. But every single time they went on the field, he was outperforming James Conner. I mean, this guy is ready to break loose.
He's gonna have a breakout.
I think that could really.
If he is on your waiver wire, 100% a fab.
Oh yeah, but he's not.
He's definitely not.
I think that could really change the Cardinals' offense. Now we got to talk about the ref ball here, because the referees made one of the worst calls I think I've ever seen.
Is this the safety that should have been a safety?
I'm gonna put the air quotes around safety.
The safety that wasn't a safety,
because this was absolutely not a safety. So they called holding in the end zone. Well, what was the score at this point? It was tied, right? It was 13-13.
No, it was 14 to 13, I believe.
No, it was 13-13 because the.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it's correct. It was 13.
The 49ers had a game-winning field goal, so it was tie game. Really good punt by the Cardinals. They backed up the.
To be fair, I thought it was holding in the end zone, and it was a safety.
It was absolutely not. What are you talking about?
It was. He grabbed the guy. They showed it on in the footage. He was grabbed. If he didn't impede the guy there with the hold.
Okay, but he wasn't in the end zone. He was in the end zone. What do you mean?
What
are you talking about? Go look. He was absolutely not. He wasn't even zone. He wasn't even close, Kyle. He wasn't even close to being in the end zone.
I'm gonna watch the replay right now.
Go pull it. He was like 3 or 4 yards away from the end zone. They called holding in the end zone. It was obviously a hold, but it was not in the end zone. And they called holding in the end zone. It was absolutely not. It was an atrocious call that gave the Cardinals the lead. But the 49ers defense hung strong in the next because the Cardinals got the ball after that. The rookie Upton Stout came up with a huge play after the safety. I'm going to continue to put that in air quotes. They stopped the Cardinals on 3rd down. They forced a punt.
I'm literally watching the play right now.
Dude, all right.
I'm getting to it.
You watch.
I watched this live, and I was like,
this was not a safety. It was absolutely 100% not a safety. You tell me.
Yeah, he was in the end zone. He grabbed him when he was running back from the end zone.
But he's not in the end zone at that point.
So the hold has to be in the end zone?
The penalty has to occur in the end zone, yes. He's just simply not in the end zone.
I really see it at this angle, and they had to show a different replay.
I don't know.
I don't like this thing. I thought it was a safety. I like safeties. I'm big pro safety.
Not a safety. But then, holy shit, Mac Jones in the 2-minute drill is just money. It just they went right down the field. I mean, they were kind of bailed out by a not so good punt. It was only a net of 30 yards. There was a questionable illegal use of hands on the final drive that aided the 49ers as well. Again, referees, putting their foot in the game as they always do. But I gotta ask you, Kyle, because the question has to be asked. You've seen Mac Jones now have success in 2 straight games in this 49ers offense. Does this definitively prove that it's a system thing and not a Brock Purdy thing?
It's always been a system.
Okay.
Next question.
I knew that's what you were gonna say. But
Cardinals did cover though. Shout out to Cardinals. Great teams win. Good teams win. Great teams cover.
Great teams cover. Yeah. Yeah. So
Spread
Eddie
was
Pinheiro
1.5.
hits
They
it
cover.
at the horn. The 49ers remain undefeated. The undefeated San Francisco 49ers, mind you. So,
NFC West looking real spicy.
yeah, low key, very, very spicy. Very, very
spicy division.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to Sunday Night Football.
The atrocity that is Sunday Night Football. God, thank God Russell's gone.
You knew this was going to be
game
bad.
hurt my eyes, hurt my soul.
I don't know if you saw.
I would have won my spread pool if the fucking Giants could actually do offense. My God,
they owe me
they
$100
could score in the
is
red
what
zone
I'm
and like actually pick up a fumble. Jesus,
they owe me $100.
They should have won this game. They should have at least covered.
They should have, bro. All right, so you knew it was bad because before the game even started, they had Brandon Jacobs out there to pump the crowd up. They didn't even give him a jersey with his name and on the back of it. It was just a plain 27 jersey. Like the Giants don't wear that. I don't know where that came from.
Did you see the Lawrence Taylor cam? Like the Taylor cam? That was funny.
No.
They the Giants did they tried to do they did a Taylor cam, obviously implying Taylor Swift because her fiance was at the game.
Oh,
so
right.
assuming she was at the game, which I have you heard the rumor she's knocked up? There's the rumors. You believe the rumors?
I don't care about that thing. I care about football.
Because like when she was at the one game, she was hidden from all the cameras because people were saying she's hiding a baby bump.
She's showing. She might be showing.
Travis wasn't using protection because he also can't protect and blocks and stuff because he's washed. Anyway, but yeah, they did a Taylor cam, and then they showed like a bunch of girls back of their heads, but then they went around and they went to Lawrence Taylor lighting a cigar in the stands, and I was like, that's pretty funny.
It's pretty funny. It's about the
first Giants W of the year.
Yeah. So they had Brandon Jacobs out there wearing a knockoff jersey, and then this Graham Gano thing, because this happened last year. I think this happened 3 times.
They lost last year because of it.
And they lost last year because of it. The Giants, so Graham Gano was hurt again. He was dealing with a groin injury. The Giants knew about this before the game started. They decided to keep him rostered anyway, just in case he was able to go.
It wasn't like last year. Last year he got hurt. Like
they knew about it though. They knew
he got worked. He got hurt. He aggravated it during pregame warmups. At that point, he can't do anything.
I guess so.
So last year was more egregious.
They like the opening drive. They put together a drive that was worth 3 points, and they were first to go for it on 4th down. They did not convert, and they came up empty-handed. This essentially set the tone for the rest of the game because Kyle, you're right. The Giants, they should have won this game, and if they didn't,
the Chiefs
it should have been extremely close. Yeah, the Chiefs
should have been within 6.5.
Oh my God, dude! Don't even get me started on that because I had a monetary investment in this game as well. Yeah, the Chiefs still appeared off. There was some missed, communication between Mahomes and Kelsey again. The Giants ended up playing exactly how I thought they would. They did very, very well on defense. There's that brutal hit on Tyrone Tracy. And Scatterbo, dude.
Yeah, his shoulder popped as soon as
Cam Scatterbo. We love that.
One lone bright spot on the Giants offense.
Yeah.
Except for
there was more
neighbors when he actually gets the ball.
Correct. There was also more ref ball, more Chiefs sorcery. There was a missed face mask against Cam Scatterbo. And then Mahomes did this twice, actually, where he threw the ball backwards. The first one was blatantly backwards, and they called it incomplete. The Giants were in position to pick that one up. And then there was another one.
That one, if you recall, it was thrown backwards. And then I believe it was Pacheco picked it up, and then he was like frustrated, and he threw it onto the ground.
That was the first one.
They whistled it dead.
Yes,
Yeah,
because they said incomplete.
They could have got it.
because
They
they
should have
said
never blown the
incomplete.
whistle.
So bad, so bad. So they had
And then
another.
the second one where the Giants should have honestly.
Yeah, well,
probably
the
should have
Giants
recovered
did
that, but
recover it.
he got greedy trying to get a touchdown instead of just falling on the
Yeah,
ball.
and now that one I
and
will.
Mahomes stripped him.
Yeah, that one I will give credit to Mahomes on, because that was a great play by Mahomes.
That was a great play by Mahomes.
Yeah, and that's probably one of the only right things Collinsworth said that night, which is a lot of quarterbacks would probably give up on that play. He's probably right about that. I'll tell you what he's not right about. What about when Russ got picked off in the end zone targeting Malik Neighbors? The ball was like severely underthrown. And Collinsworth was like, "Oh, you can't blame Russ on that." I'm like, "What are you talking about? He's like the only person to blame."
You would like to see Malik Neighbors like fight for that ball a little more, but it was severely.
What are you
underthrown.
talking about? Like, that was such a duck. Like, oh my gosh.
He just that's all Russell Wilson wants to do. Like, you could see it all game. Like, he was just like, I just really want to throw moon balls. He wanted to throw his moon balls.
He was just he's not in it.
Shows how bad Dallas's defense is that he was able to get that many moon balls off against them.
Yeah, his heart was just not in this game. He finished with 2 interceptions.
Yeah, my thought on the Giants is just I've never seen a team like obviously they're not very good, but I've never seen a team shoot themselves in the foot
so many times
more often than the Giants. Arguably, in my opinion, they were in position to win all 3 of their games.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you at all.
And honestly, they probably should have won on Sunday night, and they definitely should have won against the Cowboys.
Yeah, no, you're definitely right. And it got worse for the Giants, too. Brian Burns had a non-contact injury. I don't know if anything actually came of that.
He came back into the game. He was fine.
He did, okay. So that's what I thought. Because I did not have.
He came back. I think he missed one play, and then he came back.
Okay. Yeah, that looked bad. There were chants of "We want dark," "We want dart" that were raining down.
Yeah, we want dart going out. A lot of booze.
Yeah, a lot of booze.
But they're getting dart. Let's see what happens.
And then before the half, I thought the Chiefs got bailed out again. There was that Jawan Johnson had false start. Jawan Taylor had false starts on back-to-back plays. They was not called. And then there was a pass interference call against Drew Phillips that I did not think was pass interference, and the Chiefs got a field goal out of that. I mean, and then there was another roughing the passer call that was terrible. I think this one was actually against Russ. It's not football anymore. Like the roughing the passer calls and the celebration calls, like the flexing or the staring down of your opponent.
Bring guns back.
Bring guns back. Like, I think bring guns back. Like, yeah,
bring back the Second Amendment.
It encompasses the shoot 'em ups, but it also it literally encompasses everything, right? Get back to playing actual football. Stop dictating what these guys can and cannot do on the field. If it's egregious and unsportsmanlike, obviously, then throw the flag. But just let these guys fucking play, man. It is so infuriating.
Yeah, plus like with taunting,
it's not football. It's football when they want it to be football.
Then you get bounced back.
It's literally, if they want it to be football, it is. And it's up to the ref's decision as to whether it's football or not. That's not how the sport was meant to be played. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but think about the children now. Think about the children.
Sure, I don't know what that.
If the children are allowed to get shot up in the schools by the guns, why can't they see the guns on the NFL?
Let's pump the brakes on that.
That's a bold take right there. I kind of blacked out in that take.
What was I saying?
Point stands.
Yeah, and then they had
put guns in NFL. Take them out of schools.
Sure, why not? Take them out of schools.
That's all. That's what PIC stands for.
Well, stop talking. Giants had. So this is where we're gonna get into the whole covering thing. They had 1st and goal at the Kansas City 4, and then Russ intentionally grounded the ball.
Fucking set of plays ever.
Dude, that was the worst sequence I've ever seen. That might have been the worst sequence I've ever seen. 1st and goal at the 4. Intentional grounding, incompletion.
Throws it into the tunnel. Throws it out of the back of the end zone. Throws it into the goalpost. Throws it out of the back of the end zone.
4 throwaways.
It was 4 throwaways. It was horrible.
Dude, I don't know.
Russell's terrible. I said this after week 1, week 2.
No, you're right.
Bad. I think this is a transitive property game. But the O-line's not very good. However, Russ is cooked.
No, he's hot garbage. All right.
He's cooked. Don't let him cook. He is cooked.
let's move on before I have a conniption over here. And talk about an actual, well, it's probably the second best game of this week. And that's the Lions and Ravens. Now, this is probably the only game I'm upset that I got wrong because I had Detroit the entire week. They ended up winning 38 to 30. It was a great game. But I had Detroit the entire week. And I switched yesterday based on a couple of things. I was looking at the Ravens record.
So why were you wrong?
Well, I was looking at the Ravens record on Monday Night Football. I was looking at a bunch of stats that didn't matter. I wasn't looking at what mattered, and that's the eye test. And the eye test tells you that the Ravens are not a serious team. They're just not. They don't have the killer instinct. They can't finish the game. And now they're getting banged up, specifically on the defensive line. They can't stop the run. They don't take care of the ball. They just don't do things that winning football teams do. I don't care. And you know what? I don't care that they have the most explosive offense in the league because they probably do. They probably have the best offense in the league. Maybe Detroit does. I mean, after the last 2 weeks, they're not dogs anymore. Everyone counted the Lions out after last week. Not anymore. The Lions are back. Both offenses came out firing. Both went right down the field. Jahmyr Gibbs, Derrick Henry both scored. The Lions ended up taking the lead. They had a David Montgomery touchdown. I mean, the O-line of the Lions. I mean, how big were the holes? Like, the holes were huge. Pretty big. It's just, I'll give you an example, right? The Ravens, their offense just perplexes me. They march right down the field. They get to the Detroit 2-yard line, and then they just stall out. They had 1st and goal at the 2, and they couldn't score after going down the field in like 5 plays. I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah, I mean, what are you going to say, right? Derrick Henry takes the ball there 3 times. That's exactly what happened, and they just couldn't punch it in. So, I think you do have to credit the Lions D-line to some extent. Aiden Hutchinson is clearly the difference there.
He forced that big fumble on Derrick Henry.
He did, yeah. And Derrick Henry, 3 fumbles, 3 games. Crazy. Yeah, not a good look, man. Baltimore did end up tying it before the half. It was 14-14. I was rooting so hard for Jake Bates to make that field goal, bro. I
was too. I wanted him to get the record.
Shitty ESPN didn't even show you I couldn't even tell if he had the leg or not. I don't think he did. I think he was close. But there was no definitive angle to show whether he not.
To me, I thought he had the leg. But
I thought he did, but
I was pissed ESPN didn't show the angle.
Yeah, I don't know what we're doing there. How about the little? Well, I guess I should say the Ravens opened up the third with a DeMarc Andrews touchdown, but the Lions came right back. How about that little razzle dazzle where they handed it off to Jahmyr Gibbs and then they did a little pitch?
What a phenomenal play.
That was sick, man. The wishbone formation. You know what it was? Hand off to St. Brown, flip to Gibbs, walk-in touchdown. And that was set up by a David Montgomery 72-yard run, by the way.
Ooh.
So the Lions take the lead there. What about this, dude? So the Ravens scored, and then the Ravens tacked on a field goal. That 41-yard field goal by Tyler Loop. Did you think that was a field goal? I don't know if you were checked out at this point.
I fell asleep
Do you know
by 5 minutes into the third quarter, and then I woke up with 5 minutes left in the game.
Dude, this kick, so it was one of those kicks that went over the upright. But the rule is, and Terry McCauley said this on the broadcast, the whole ball must be inside of the outside edge of the upright. And it most certainly was not. And Terry McCauley's going on to explain the rule and whatever, and he goes, these are tough to call on this, and these are tough to call live. That's why it's a non-reviewable play. Why is that a non-reviewable play? First of all, it's a scoring play. I thought all scoring plays were automatically reviewed. So you're telling me this one's not because it's a field goal. Okay. That seems like a pretty important thing to be able to review. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, I would agree.
I don't like the NFL is like football is the best thing and the worst thing at the same time. And I have a very love-hate relationship with football. This is one of the things I hate is that you can't review something as simple as a scoring play. It's like, oh, well, we have a video of it, but That doesn't matter. We'll just go with what we feel like on the field. Like, crazy. So the Ravens end up taking a 28-24. Or no, was it? They cut the lead to 28-24. So the Lions still have the lead at this point. I believe they added a field goal on one of those drives. And then, as you mentioned, Hutch had the fumble. The Lions recover. Third fumble in 3 games. Yikes.
Yikes.
And then I got to give a shout out here to Jared Goff and David Montgomery. Number one, David Montgomery, I love you. I was down double digits going into last night. My opposer in defense or in fantasy had the Jared Goff, and I had David Montgomery, who ended up scoring on the Lions' last offensive possession of the game. That mattered, I should say. 30-yard touchdown run gave me the win. Shout out David Montgomery, I love you. And then I had a same game parlay where I had Goff 200 plus yards. Had over 130 in the first half, but then stalled out in the second. And then when it mattered most, right, I only needed 19 more yards, and he came through with a 23-yard bomb on 4th and 1, no less, right? So the Ravens get the stop here. They have a chance to tie the game up, and it's a 23-yard pass to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Seals the game up, essentially, and then we have the Montgomery touchdown on the ensuing play. Gets me to that 200 yards, and I profited. So, Jared, I mean, I love you guys. You guys are the best. If you're welcome on the podcast anytime you'd like. I guess Kyle, tell me what's next for Baltimore here, because I feel like there's a bit of regrouping that needs to go on.
I think kind of like what I was kind of alluding to earlier when I was talking about the Packers. I think the main thing with the Ravens is not really their offense.
Mm-hmm.
Though I am concerned that they let up 7 sacks. That's not very good. But at the same time, though, I think their offense is like truly elite, just like the Packers' defense is truly elite. But I think their defense, especially against the run, just looked horrible. And I mean, they choked the game away against the Bills. The Browns game was close for a long time until their offense kind of blew
It was
them out.
closer than the score would indicate.
Was very close. So I think they're gonna bounce back. And they have the Chiefs next week, which well, I mean, we'll get into a little preview for next week, but one of those teams is gonna be 1-3. So Buffalo's gotta be smiling right now at 3-0. But like that's kind of crazy. If you told me that one of the Chiefs / Ravens was gonna be 1-3 going into week 5, I would be like, that's crazy. No way.
Yeah, be like, you're wrong. Well, Matabike was out in this game, which I didn't know until I went back and I was talking to my friend who's a Ravens fan today. So he was out. I mean, maybe you make a trade, maybe you sign somebody to get a little bit more depth in there, because you're right. They need to do better against.
They need to shore up the interior of their defensive line.
All right, let's move on because we're approaching the 2-hour mark here. Huh? Hello.
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you.
Are you there?
Yes, I am here. Can you hear me?
Dude, we're having internet issues today. I mean, I don't know if they can probably
the internet's
hear
not doing good. I think there's a thunderstorm.
I'm on FaceTime with Kyle. That's all right. Oh, there you are.
There's a thunderstorm.
Here.
There's a thunderstorm.
Oh, maybe.
That could be it. But anyway, do you want to just rip the tease real quick?
Yeah. Let's do the tease, because I mean, we need a winner, Kyle. And I know, like, I'm going to give you a pass.
We do need a winner. We got kind of robbed last week.
I'm going to give you a pass. Absolutely.
Very upsetting. But, I mean, we had to use the juju for the Eagles to win. As an Eagles fan, that's more important. But now I feel very confident about this week. Last season, it took a little bit for it to get off. But we have more data now.
It did.
We have more data. We have more points to play with. So I think I'm really liking this week's. So here we go. We're going to start with our first game. Cleveland Browns at the Detroit Lions. Give me the Browns at +16 with the Tease. Currently it's +9.
Oh, I hate this,
Browns run defense is no joke. Lions run offense pretty good, but at the same time, Browns shut down Josh Jacobs, shut down Derrick Henry, shut down the Bengals. If you recall, the Lions got shut down by the Packers. I think this is a similar scenario with a really good defense playing this offense. It's not. It's not that I don't think the Lions are going to win. I think they probably do, just because of how bad the Browns' offense is. But the Lions' defense isn't that good. And I
Uh,
think that the Browns. I don't see the Lions blowing out the Browns with this defense this early in the year.
uh,
16 points. It's a lot of points.
yeah, but the Lions' offense is really good, and the
Yeah, but
Browns'
the Lions' offense
is
is
really
centered
bad.
around this run game, and the Browns are arguably the best run
I
defense in the
I
league.
get your concern, but the Browns or the Lions' offense is just so good that I could. I mean, look, I'm hoping you're right.
Week
gonna-
one? Does
I'm
week
gonna
one not
bet.
happen? They looked horrible week one.
That was week 1, bro. We're in
And
week
that was
4.
the best defense they played. They played the Ravens defense, which is one of the worst run defenses in the league, and they played Chicago's defense, which is one of the worst run
All right.
defenses in the
Look,
league.
I'm riding with you either way. So I think
The offense of the Rams, the Lions looked the best against two of the worst run defenses in the league.
it's a fair point. It's a fair point.
They
all
looked
right?
really bad against one of the best run defenses in the league, and they're playing one of the best run defenses in
Hey,
the league.
you are the resident.
I think they're going to win, but 16 is a lot of points.
It's a lot of points. You're right, and most teams probably don't cover that. And you are the resident Tease expert here, and I'm gonna bet it no matter what. So, all right, Cleveland plus.
I think they're going to just cover. I think they're cover 9, but I'm just saying that 16, lot of points
Why we do
for
the
a really good
tease.
defense.
That's why we do the
that
tease.
is strong against the main strength of the Lions' offense.
Fair enough. All right, what's next?
Okay, next, alluded to it a little earlier. Give me the Ravens plus 4.5. Chiefs look bad. They should have lost to the Giants. Giants are just so incompetent. Ravens are pissed with how bad they've lost. They blew the game to the Browns. They blew the game to the Lions, arguably. I think they're pissed. I think they're pissed about the Chiefs just messing with them in the AFC Championship game 2 years ago and just being now that they as I said, alluded to previously. I know Matt's not confident enough as me to say it, but I think the Eagles blowing out the Chiefs the Chiefs lost their aura. They showed they could be killed.
So you're saying the Eagles
and I think
broke
that
the Chiefs.
has messed with them. Chiefs were arguing on the sidelines against the Giants. I really don't like the vibes of this Chiefs team. They're still really injured. They don't have Rashee Rice back. They have an injured Xavier Worthy that's maybe coming back. The Chiefs running attack, which the Ravens is their biggest weakness. Chiefs run offense, terrible. Mahomes is their leading rusher. I think that the Ravens are going to bounce back and beat the Chiefs here.
Kyle, I love that. I love that.
Plus,
pick.
even if they do, I think they're going to win straight up. But 4.5, Chiefs are.
Well, I mean,
maybe they'll get lucky and beat
them
by a touchdown. Chiefs are not winning this game by more than a touchdown, and you're getting this at 4.5. And
I mean,
if they get lucky, they'll win by more than a touchdown.
The Ravens are 2.5 point favorites, which is what you're implying, which they are. I'm looking at it.
Yes.
This is the second time. This is crazy to me. This is the second time this year that the Chiefs are home underdogs, and the first one hit. Obviously, it was the Eagles won on the road. I think this one does hit easy. I think the Ravens win. I think they win by 7.
Chiefs, obviously, everyone has Mahomes is so good, which he is. But this Chiefs team, the O-line's not that good. The run game is terrible. The defense has problems. I don't like this Chiefs team.
I agree.
You got to get that stigma of the Chiefs being good out of your head because they're not. And then you also got to get it's the same with the Steelers. Their defense isn't that good. Get the stigma out of your head.
Get it out of there.
The Eagles killed the Chiefs, and I'm going to stand on that hill. The dynasty is dead. I'm going to say it now. I'm putting me on record. Chiefs don't make the playoffs.
That's wild. All right.
Chiefs missed the playoffs.
Let's see.
Calling it.
I got to make a note of this. Someone make a note of this, please.
Make a note of this. Chiefs missed the playoffs.
All right, what's up next? I don't know how you can top that, but try.
Hey, next we're going to Sunday Night Football. The Green Bay Packers at the Dallas Cowboys. Micah Parsons revenge game. Give me Packers money line. There's no way the Packers are going to lose this game. Dallas is in shambles. CeeDee Lamb's probably not going to play. The Packers are pissed because they blew that game away. I think they're going to destroy the Cowboys.
Correct.
The big issue with the Packers is their offense, and they're playing a Dallas defense that made Russell Wilson look like a god. Jordan Love will be fine. I do not see how the Packers lose this game. Mike is pissed. Give me the Packers money line.
Well, we said that last week about the Packers, and they still managed to lose. But I agree with you.
Honestly, that game, I'm pissed that I didn't pick the Browns. I probably should have based on how I was talking about it. But
Y-
this
we
this
had
game, I'm
mentioned
giving
it.
the Packers.
We had mentioned it last week, but I mean, we called the Browns defense an elite group, which they are. So
Yeah, but I
you
thought the
know,
Packers would still win. Like
yeah.
I
But
kind of was like on
what I'm
survivor
saying
pool
is
mentality.
what I'm saying is that the divinity of the Cowboys has been their offense and how they have an explosive offense. They're missing all of these weapons. They're missing their biggest weapon and really their only weapon so far this year. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that. Javonte Williams has had a really good year, but I mean, even the O line's banged up and their defense is so porous. I have to agree with you here. Packers all the way.
And then our last game, we're going to Monday Night Football.
Which
Another money
one?
line.
Yuck.
Please give me the Broncos money line hosting the Bengals.
Okay.
Broncos come back home. Bengals, they have Jake Browning. He looked horrible this past week. Broncos are pissed. They blew another game away, but they're returning home. Mile High is a tough place to play. I think that the Bengals are kind of shooken up. Their O-line's really bad. Broncos can attack that. Their offense, they're having struggles with Jake Browning and everything after that Vikings attack. So I just think the Broncos are going to win this game. This is my survivor pool pick. So
Oh, wow.
I'm very confident in this.
All right. So so the real question here is in this week's tease is, do we think that Kyle gets to week 5 in the Survivor?
Yeah,
Essentially. Which I do. All right. So
yeah,
just
to recap, it's Browns at Detroit plus 16, Ravens at Kansas City plus 4.5, Packers money line at Dallas, and Denver money line hosting the Bengals.
We love it.
Mm-hmm.
Bookmark it, bet it. We should try and get something where
I guess technically it's money line for Broncos. For Packers, it's because it's a 7-point spread. You get tie insurance, so like it'd be a push if it's a tie.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. Yeah, so that's the KBTs.
Eagles Bucks this week. The only game of the unbeatens. Just a little preview.
Crazy. Yeah, let's get into the week 4 preview now. Before we get into one more thing. Thursday night we've got Seattle. I haven't looked at this, by the way. This is the one thing I did not do prep work on this week, so I'm excited to see who's playing this week. Thursday night, Seahawks at Cardinals. I'm in.
1-point spread, basically a pick 'em. Should be a good game.
I'll watch that one. I'll watch that game. Yeah, it's Seahawks are favored 1.5 points. So yeah, essentially a pick 'em. I don't know. I mean, Seattle finally. I mean, you got to take what they did against New Orleans with a grain of salt. But I mean, their offense didn't really seem to skip a beat, right? Especially with Charbonnet out, they didn't really seem to have.
Yeah, I mean, Cardinals. I like the Cardinals. I didn't really like Sal that much coming in, but I mean, I think it's gonna be a tough game. It's a divisional game. Should be fun to watch.
I gotta sit on this one a little bit. This Sunday we're in Dublin. The NFL International Series
Irish
continues.
Game.
Dublin, Ireland, at 9:30 a.m. It'll be the Minnesota Vikings and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Vikings are favorite by 2.5 points. Interesting. What does Vegas know? I think they know that the Steelers defense kind of stinks. I think they know that. That would be my, because even they hold the Patriots.
I mean, the Vikings looked really good last week. It makes sense that they're favored here, and it's also a neutral site game, so it's not really a true home field advantage.
I think it's whatever team you think travels.
I think it's an interesting game, though. I think the Steelers match up kind of well against the Vikings, so it should be a good game for first game for Dublin.
I think it's whatever team you think travels better, and honestly, I think that might be the Vikings. The Vikings defense tends to travel pretty well. We'll have to see about the injuries. I know that Blake Cashman.
Also, the Vikings are going to be there and got to be in like Ireland, Britain for 2 weeks because they play England.
They're in London, right, against the Browns.
They're in London the following week. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm probably leaning Minnesota.
Should be a good game. Fun. I always like the London games and stuff because
they're good.
It's fun to watch it in the morning when you're hungover and it's fun.
We've got we got the Eagles and Bucks, the battle of the unbeatens. The Buccaneers have been the Eagles' kryptonite these last back to 2021. I can't remember the last time the Eagles beat the Buccaneers, to be honest.
No, it was they beat the Buccaneers in 23 in the regular season. I think the past 5 matchups, Eagles, I believe, are 1
Let's
and
pull this
5
up.
or 1 and 4. Because this is like the first time. This is like one of the few. It's the first time in a while that a team has played a non-divisional game at the other team's stadium 5
Yeah, they don't
times in
play
a
super
row.
often. They don't play super
They
often
they
since
played it
20
the past 5 times. It's all been at Tampa.
since 20, no, it's not true. Since 2025, so 2015. Sorry,
No.
yeah, you're wrong. The last 4 times they've all been in Tampa.
Oh, what was the 5th time? Would this be the
It's
5th time?
21. No, in 21 they were in Philly and they beat them. Oddly, this is funny enough. A little bit of trivia for me. My first Eagles game at the Linc was in 2015.
No, Matt, you're forgetting about playoffs.
I'm looking at it right now, Kyle. Yeah, that was
You're
in
forgetting
Tampa.
about the playoffs.
This is the 5th game.
Well,
I'm
they
saying the
played
last 4
2 games
times.
at Tampa. The last 4 times and this time, so 5 times in a row. They
Yeah,
played
this
at
will be the
Tampa.
5th one. I'm saying the last 4.
This will
yeah,
be the 5th time.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, my first Eagles game at the Linc was Buccaneers and Eagles in 2015, where the Bucs absolutely demolished the Eagles, 45-17. Bucs have won 5 of the last 6 matchups. Yeah, the only one, you're right, was the regular season game in 23 when they won 25-11. But yeah, I mean, the Bucs have been total kryptonite for the Philadelphia Eagles. Now it's a little different this time around, right? Because it's a Bucs team that's kind of banged up right now on the offensive line. Baker's been kind of running for his life.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Eagles' defense has really started to find its groove again. A lot of the young guys, Dory Jackson still stinks, but he did play a little bit better last week, so maybe some good improvement. Maybe they figured out
I think if
where
the
to get him on the
Eagles
field.
build upon their offense mainly, I think the defense has been fine all year, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, Adoree Jackson was a little dicey week 1, but I think other than that, the defense has been fine. I think that the main thing is the offense, and I think if the offense does what they did in the second half, then they'll be fine.
They're going to have to contain Baker in this one. What else we got? We've got... we
got 2 games of 0-3 teams.
Some stinkers, man. We got Jaguars.
Battling for their first wins.
Yeah,
you
I
got
don't even know.
Texans 0-3, 0-3. And then you got the Miami Dolphins and the Jets. We got doubleheader Monday night. They're both 0-3.
Yeah, it's a Monday night game. Yeah, 1 o'clock slate looking kind of rough. 4 o'clock we've got the
Colts
Jaguars.
Rams. That should be a good game.
Yeah, Colts Rams. Colts Rams. We got 4. Actually, that's the 4 o'clock slate's looking like the slate. Jaguars at 49ers. We got the Colts at Rams. And then we got the Ravens and Chiefs. Obviously, the marquee matchup there. Again, I think we're both kind of high on Baltimore in that one. So maybe Ravens -2.5 might be a play. Yeah, Colts Rams. Rams obviously coming off a really, really tough loss. And they're playing a red hot Colts team. My one
This be a real
concern,
test for the Colts. I'm very excited to watch that game.
This is obviously the biggest test of the year for the Colts so far. And my one concern is how's that O-line going to hold up against the Rams pass rush. That's probably going to be the story there and the biggest matchup. So, my gut tells me Rams, but we'll see. Maybe I'll surprise some people. Maybe I'll pick the Colts. Sunday night, as we alluded to earlier, Kyle did the Packers and Cowboys in AT&T Stadium. Micah Parsons making his voyage home to Dallas already in week 4.
Also, one thing quick on the Bucs, which I don't know if we said. Bucs are 3, and I think the Eagles are going to win this game. The more I think about it,
really,
because like Bucs are Bucs
you
3-0
picking the Eagles
against a combined record of 1-8 for their opponents right now.
Look, they haven't particularly been tested, but the Jets mounted a great comeback and they showed adversity there. It's just a simple fact that the Bucs have stuck it to them, So I think
we'll see what happens though.
We'll see. Sunday night.
Yeah,
Packers,
I think that's it, really.
Yeah, so Packers Cowboys were high on the
I think
Packers.
the other games we touched on with the teams.
Yeah, and then the higher, we got again 2 Monday night games. This time you're gonna have to watch them at the same time. You got the Jets at the Dolphins at 7:15, and then
but at least now it's not ending at like 2 p.m. East, 2 a.m.
Yeah,
Eastern.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. At least I get to go better than an early time on Monday. All right, let's wrap up here with one more thing. Kyle, you and I saw a movie this past Friday. The movie
We did. I
Him
fell asleep.
Football. This is our one. Well, I wasn't gonna call you out, but I guess if you're calling yourself out.
I mean, it was so bad that I fell asleep.
Well, yeah, it wasn't good. I will say that. So spoiler alerts. If you do plan on watching the movie, we are gonna spoil what happened in
Don't.
the movie. What do you mean? We gotta talk about it. We gotta do our review, man.
No, I'm saying don't watch the movie.
That's
Just
it.
listen to
The
our
review is
spoilers.
don't watch it. Yeah. Yeah. The setup was kind of all over the place. I don't know. Like the characters. One of the guys I went with said the characters were half baked, and yeah, they kind of were. Like I didn't really care about. Like they kept trying to make you care about like Cam's family. So the premise is Cam is like in their version of the NFL. He's like the highest. He's like the best quarterback prospect, and then he spends.
He's like a Trevor Lawrence.
He's like a
Andrew
savant.
Luck-esque
Yeah.
prospect.
And this is a football horror movie for those of you who aren't aware. He goes to hang out with like their Tom Brady, and like over the week, it's like Tom Brady if he was actually in a cult and like drinking Satan's blood, sort of situation. Yeah, and so the football team here is the same. And like first of all, like so they make it seem like so the goat, their Tom Brady, his name is Isaiah White, and the team he plays for is the Saviors. And the whole time they're talking about like not a draft, they're talking about the Saviors could sign you, the Saviors could sign you. Like they're talking to Cam, the Trevor Lawrence up and coming guy. And I'm like, well, if the Saviors were that good and Cam was that good, then there's no way they'd be able to get him. Like there's just no there's like no draft in this universe. So like I have no idea about that.
Oh no, the writing was terrible in this film. Like at the beginning of the film, when they show Isaiah White like winning the Super Bowl, and the actors are like, and the acting too, it's like they were like, oh my god.
Well, Marlon Wayans was good, I thought.
And then they show Isaiah White. He's like, oh, but he's down on the field, and they show his leg, and it's
dude,
broken.
It's like a compound
and they're like,
fracture.
oh no, he's hurt.
Yeah, like they're just not concerned.
Like no one's like, oh my god.
Yeah,
like,
no
what
one's.
they would actually be like.
Yeah.
Also, like it was confusing in the beginning because like the premise is that like he gets like attacked by like a crazy fan in a goat costume while he's like warming up at his high school before the combine. And the way it was written and shown, I thought it was like a dream sequence.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden they go to the hospital and they're like, yeah, you had an injury to your head that you're going to be out potentially.
He hit staples in his head.
And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, right. They're like, we don't know if you can play football. And we're like, wait, was that real? Like they did. So I will say
it took me like 5-10 minutes for me to realize like, oh shit, that was like real. That wasn't a dream.
Yeah, I will say one of the good things about the movie that I wish they explored more is they did right off the bat, they made you like really uncomfortable, which is good for a horror movie. But they also made it like you spend a lot of time wondering if the stuff that's going on is either in his head because he's concussed, or if it's real because Isaiah White and his crew are just a bunch of psychos. And I wish they kind of explored that a little bit more. Had they given the setup a little bit more thought and a little bit more thought to the writing, I think this could have been a better movie. I found it really hard to believe that like Cam was just voluntarily doing whatever Isaiah White says because he's really good. I get like they established that he like idolized him growing up, but it's like they were having.
Yeah, but at the same time, they established that he like idolized him because of his dad, and then like honestly,
and like the whole
was like, does this guy even like football?
He's like motivated.
I didn't even get that sense of him from him at all.
They really try to push on you that he's motivated by family, but like you see his dad for like literally like 2 minutes of screen time, and half of that's like a flashback. So like there's no there's no like real motivation for him to care about family, and like they're literally like. They're like shooting one of the little ball rotator things. Like they're putting balls every time he misses a pass in this guy's face. And he's just like okay with it. Like, dude, I'm like, no.
He's just like, oh, okay.
It's an irrational human. Like, you're out of there. Yeah.
Yeah, but like if he like cares about family so much and stuff, like wouldn't he be like, fuck this, I'm out?
Yeah, literally.
Like it was just inconsistent writing. It was bad. I fell asleep. I missed the climax. Whatever.
Yeah,
thank God we didn't have to pay
basically like it goes on, and like more fucked up shit happens, and there's a lot of religious symbolism. Like there's symbolism for like the Last Supper before they go to like this show, or before they have like this interview with the team. There's like the Last Supper thing. There's like stuff with like the tabernacle and like the Christ and like communion and stuff. It's kind of like a narration on how like football players are like a show, and like they're supposed to do anything to
they're treated like gods and stuff.
Yeah, and so essentially like you figure out that Isaiah he's only good because he literally drank the blood of the previous Tom Brady, like the previous iteration of Tom Brady, and like I guess like the Saviors team is literally like, all right, we're picking you to be the next Tom Brady, so drink Isaiah White's blood or like get his blood, and they literally inject him with Isaiah White's blood against his own will. And then there's like a like the whole antithesis of the movie is like Isaiah's not sure if he wants to retire. And so they have this like fight that's like completely fabricated. Like it was such a bad fight sequence because they literally just let Cam win for like Isaiah breaks his arm and then he like falls over and then he's like, you know what? I do want to be the starter. And he like takes a helmet and like smashes him to death, like Isaiah to death. And it's like, dude, like any reason, like Isaiah would have killed him if he wanted to. Like they literally just they plotted it. And then at
one
the
of
end,
the worst movies I ever saw. It was so bad.
At the end, they have like
boring.
the owners meeting where they're like doing this satanic ritual, and Cam's like, no, I'm not gonna play. And then they're like, you're gonna play because we killed your dad on purpose to manipulate you into caring about your family and therefore caring about football. Like there's so many like steps to like believe like what's going on is actually going on. And so he ends up killing everybody at the end. There's like this demonic force that like blows his agent up out of like nowhere. Like there at no point did they establish there was anything to do with like the actual devil or like actual demons, except at the end of the movie where like satanic blood powers come, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. It was all over the place. It was a really cool concept, don't get me wrong, but yeah, Kyle, you gave this what, a 2 or a 1 out of 10?
I give it a doom.
You give it a doom. I gave it a 4.
I give it a doom.
Probably being generous. I did have
that
one.
legitimately was one of the worst movies I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Like it was like wasn't like bad in the sense of like bad, like oh it's funny bad. Like it was legitimately bad. Like where I fell asleep because it was bad. Like it was like this is so boring. I know where it's going from a mile away, and I was like I'd rather sleep.
Yeah, like to your point, Kyle, like the writing was just like I thought. So Marlon Wayans plays Isaiah White. I actually thought he was really good.
I thought
like,
he was the best performance.
Yeah, his performance was good.
The writing was bad.
Cam's performance was okay. It was just the writing was just terrible. Like
the writing
everything
was terrible.
Everything they talked about, I'm like, oh my god, I don't care. Like, yeah. So
it was really boring. It was just a very boring. It was a unique concept, but it was just a very boring film.
I'm giving it a 4 out of 10, and that's probably being generous.
That's really generous.
I did have
this getting above a 2.
I did have one more thing, Kyle, because this is just crazy, and if I don't say it now, you're probably not gonna.
Okay, state your case.
This is the George Pickens thing.
Of which you're certain.
Yeah. So, in week two, George Pickens had a stat line of 9 targets. He had 5 catches on those 9 targets. He had 68 total yards and a touchdown. And then he played in week 3, where he had 9 targets, 5 catches on those 9 targets for 68 yards and a touchdown. I don't think I've ever seen that before. It's the exact same stat line.
No,
the man of
consistency,
George Pickens. You can top that?
I can top that.
Please top it.
So, AJ Brown.
I love that guy.
Against the Rams this past week. He was 6 it was this past game. He was 6 catches, 109 yards and a touchdown.
Yep.
When they played the Rams in the regular season,
I saw this.
He was 6 catches, 109 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, I saw that one too. I saw that on the Reddit this morning. Yeah, dude. Pickens and AJ Brown. Definition of consistency. Well, I guess not so much with Brown, but we'll see how the Eagles' offense adjusts going forward. Yeah. All right. That'll do it for us. Long show today, but there was a lot to talk about, so hopefully you guys stuck around. Thank you for
in-person analysis of Eagles Rams.
In-person analysis, game. Of course. We gotta give designated a little extra time for that.
I think when's our next in-person analysis? Is it Thursday night football? I think it's Thursday night Eagles Giants.
What week is that?
That's in 2 weeks.
Yeah, so that'll be you. So you got the next one, and then I think I'm gonna go to Browns Jets week 10. And then Kyle and I will both be in person for the Sunday night matchup.
Sunday night football.
Dude, I can't freaking wait for that. Holy crap. That's going to be a hell of a game. So stay on the lookout for that. We'll be back next Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, live on YouTube and on Spotify. I've been trying to get the Spotify uploads done consistently around 5 p.m. the next day. So if you want to listen to the audio version, please hit up the Picks podcast on Spotify. The link is in the description. And with all that said, thank you guys for listening, and we will be back next week. Peace out, everybody.